Getting you ready for game time. Join me, Sal from Behind Your Basketball, as I announce play-by-play. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe, because now we're about to go live. Entering the pregame, we now present Sal from Behind Your Basketball.
And what's good, everyone? Welcome back in. Thanks all for joining in tonight here in the Celtics back in action, looking to see if they can get back on the right track, bounce back tonight for Boston in the TD Garden. This is a get-it-right game tonight for the Celtics. They come in a 10.5-point favorite, taking on the Utah Jazz. Celtics at 3-4, looking to get back to 500. Right now, tied for 8th in the East alongside Toronto, Atlanta, Orlando, and Charlotte. And then Utah 2-4, winless on the road at 0-3. They're tied for 12th in the West alongside Sacramento and Dallas, losing their previous 3 straight. Welcome back in, everybody, tonight. And if you guys are new to this stream, keep on smashing that thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe. If you didn't tune in for the first stream last Monday, I got a brand new scoreboard here. Teamed up with Assist with the brand new scoreboard, so everything is automatic now, so it syncs up perfectly with the game. Don't need to manually do the scoreboard, but that is brand new. Whole stream set out with the graphics package, that is brand new as well, from the main slide over to the timeout slide, which is pretty cool. But yeah, Jaylen Brown, you better show up tonight in this one here. Celtics with a really tough game on Saturday, coming off a loss. They got demolished against Houston at home, 128-101, and I feel like that's a really tough matchup for the Celtics. Houston, their average size is 6'10" for their starting lineup. It's crazy. The Rockets have the tallest starting 5 in all of the NBA this season. First blowout loss for the Celtics, and Houston was making everything. Houston had a lot of time coming off their previous game on Wednesday, playing at the Celtics on Saturday. Celtics played a hard-fought back-to-back before that in the NBA Cup game against Philly the night before Friday. Won that game by 1. They were up by 24. Almost blew it wide open for a second time against Philly. Luckily, able to win at the end there. Josh Minot didn't hit both of the free throws. Came in with a clutch defensive rebound, though, on a miss that they had with Tyrese Maxey and then Joel Embiid. Chance to win the game at the buzzer in the Friday night game, and he completely bricked the 3 at the very end. Right there, just a crazy sequence of a game that was on Friday night. But Celtics going to be better. Starts in the glass, 53-36. Got out rebound against Houston on Saturday night. Houston put up a block fest, 11-2. Total blocks 41-22, and defensive rebounds in favor of Houston. They were making everything lights out, 19 for 29 at 65% from three-point range in the previous game. Celtics have been shooting dreadful this year from 3, so playing Joe Mazzulla ball, number 1 in the NBA in three-point shot attempts, but this year the average is way down for the Celtics, ranking in the bottom 5 of the NBA in three-point shooting percentage at just 32.6%, but tonight, if this is any indication here, this could be a bounce-back performance tonight for Boston. This should be a get-it-right type of game tonight for the Celtics here, because this Utah Jazz team has struggled with their perimeter defense, ranking dead last in the NBA in most three-point makes allowed to opponents. Opponents averaging over 17 made threes against Utah this season. And then on the other side, Celtics shooting the three ball more than anybody in the NBA. It's just they have struggled to connect with it this year. 26th in the league in three-point shot percentage so far for them this year. But the Celtics can stop Larry Markkinen. We're going to be able to get this one today. Welcome in, everybody. We got Ron, Warren, Connor, Jeffrey. Welcome to the stream here, guys, tonight for this one. Ride Dog, welcome back in, bud. George, first one on here from the start. Welcome back in. Jack's back in the chat here. We got Aaron, welcome back in here for this one. Hockey from home, glad to have you back in the stream once again. Yeah, sure, I'll update you guys in the PC Friars tonight when I have a chance there, Jeffrey. A lot of college basketball games, season opener for college basketball, so it is a bunch of games going on at the same time. There was a game when I logged in this morning to ESPN. There was a game that started off at 8 in the morning this morning. Winthrop against Queens University of North Carolina, part of the Field of 68 tip-off that started this morning with an 8 a.m. tip-off. That's absolutely crazy. I'm trying to scan here to see if there's like any upsets from today with any games that went down for college basketball here. But yeah, it's just crazy how there was a game that started off at 8 in the morning. Nothing really out of the ordinary going on right now. All the home teams have won their games that played today, but everything's mid-majors or so in terms of Power 5s. Everybody in action right now for Power 5s throughout the course of the night, so keep you guys posted. Doesn't really look like there's many blowout or many upset potential games currently, but a lot of these games are very early on into their slates right now as I speak. Hey, what's good? Vegas, welcome back in. Things going pretty well, Warren. Ron, welcome back in. Yeah, 8 a.m. tip-off. That's crazy. Had a college basketball game, Winthrop and Queens NC, that tipped off today at 8 a.m. This is like the headline game for tonight. Arizona, ranked at 13, taking on Florida, ranked at number 3, the defending national champs. Florida up 32-26 against Arizona. I got everything on NCAA.com. I'm going to see if I can sort it out by like top 25. Or so, yeah, when I saw Providence picked in a preseason poll to have expectations to make it to March Madness this year for them, that'd be huge, because last year they were nowhere close to the bracket. They got like a whole new roster this year. I think ESPN forgot that it was college basketball opening night as well, because they completely hid the NCAA M tab, not on the main page, but the WNBA tab is still up there, but WNBA season wrapped up. So just waiting for tip-off. Glad to have you guys back in once again here today. This should be a get-it-right type of game for the Celtics tonight. This Utah Jazz squad, they have really struggled this season for them, and predicted to possibly get the number 1 draft pick, to be like the bottom team in the entire NBA. Utah's played an incredibly easy schedule, so this is what they played so far. They beat the Clippers in the season opener 129-108. They also picked up a win in overtime against the Phoenix Suns 138-134, and then they come into this game limping on a 3-game losing streak. They lost by 1 to Sacramento, 105-104, and then the 3-game losing streak started with Portland. They lost by 2 to Portland, 136-134, lost against Phoenix, 118-96, and then lost against Charlotte, 126-103. So, 2 blowout losses, back-to-back games for them, Friday and then yesterday. They're also coming off a back-to-back because they played yesterday, so that's really difficult. They travel from Charlotte up to Boston for this game tonight, and without Walker Kessler. So this is a get-it-right type of game today for the Celtics, because there's your lead rim protector, leading shot blocker. Last year, he was one of the best shot blockers in the game for Walker Kessler, and he's not playing tonight for him. He re-aggravated an injury, so he's out tonight. George Niang also out for the Utah Jazz as well, so that's a big loss right there for Utah. Walker Kessler averages 14 points per game, number 3 in the team, and basically for the Celtics here, just got to key in on one guy. Lauri Markkanen, 4th in the league this year, averaging 33 points per game. He dropped a 50-piece in the overtime win against Phoenix last week. He's the guy. If you can key in, stop Lauri Markkanen, then rest is going to be good, because after that, I'm not sure who else can beat you. From the Utah Jazz, Keontae George, 22 points per game this season, number 2 scorer. After that, Kessler averaged 14, and then everybody else averaging 9 or below. Celtics got 5 guys in double figures. Utah going into tonight's game with just 2 for this matchup here. And yeah, looking not so hot right now for the Jazz. Yeah, one of 8 teams that's currently winless on the road this season. So yeah, last Monday was the Pelicans, and the Pelicans are still winless overall for them. So they're 0-6, 0-4 on the road for the Pelicans. Jazz right behind, 0-3 in the road. Suns are 0-3 in the road. Clippers are 0-2 in the road. Nets, Pacers, Knicks are winless on the road at 0-3, which they're out to a good start on their home floor, but on the road can't win anything. And to this point of the season, 2 weeks in, the Dallas Mavericks have yet to play a road game so far. They played the game on neutral court, but nothing on the road for them so far for Dallas. So they have yet to play a road game, so they're in that one of 8 current grouping of teams that still hasn't won a road game for them this season. But yeah, Celtics, if they come out, they control the rebounds, and able to make their shots, make their threes tonight, then they should take this one. And it should be like last week. Like, this could end up being really ugly. Like, the Celtics won by 32 a week ago against the Pelicans without Zion Williamson. This could be that type of game tonight here. If the Celtics are out firing, making their shots, and trying to bounce back, and looking to bounce back after that 27-point loss. One thing I really like about the Celtics team is that they're physical this year. They got guys making hustle plays. Josh Minot's been really special. He had like the game-saving defensive rebounds against Philadelphia. I don't think like a lot of analysts pointed it out, but the miss by Tyrese Maxey in the final seconds. There was a screen set from the top of the key by Joel Embiid. Minot was behind the screen, and then Minot slipped right past Embiid, boxed out Embiid, and came down with a defensive rebound. If Embiid came up and was able to get past Minot, collect the offensive rebound, Embiid would have dunked it, and then Philadelphia would have taken the lead and won the game on Friday night. But no, Josh Minot able to get past Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid was lazy, didn't sprint for the rebound. Minot got right past him, collected a massive defensive rebound, called a timeout. He was then fouled, and then he missed both of the free throws, but either way, Philadelphia botched the final possession. Joel Embiid bricked a wide-open 3 that went way too long, and then Celtics picked up the win by 1. So it's those types of plays right there, absolute hustle plays. Love what he's been doing this season. The bench has been playing really well, and it's great to see young guys getting the opportunity. Hugo Gonzalez, the rookie, getting an opportunity to play in these games. It's a really good sign to see. Baylor Scheinman was the leading scorer during the last game for him. He's in his 2nd season out of Creighton, so it's just a really good sign to see these young guys able to, when they've been called on for the opportunity, they've been able to step up and make an impact, which has been great this year for Boston. Couple NBA games going on at the moment. Nets lead the T-Wolves 23-21. Nets are winless at 0-6, and then the Bucks up against the Pacers 24-15. Wizards-Knicks, that game tips off at 7:30. Celtics going to take on the Wizards after this one on Wednesday. So that schedule softens up quite a bit for Boston. Right out of the gate, they played some tough teams in the schedule. Last Wednesday, man, they were making everything against Cleveland. That was a big win. They smashed the Cavs last Wednesday. That was a huge win. They were lights out. They put up 75 in the first half. Jaylen Brown had the buzzer beater going to halftime. That was an excellent win. 125-105 at home against Cleveland. That really moved the needle forward. Yeah, Celtics this year, it's been up and down so far, like a seesaw. A couple tough losses to begin the season, 0-3. They had the game against Philly season opener. Philly crawled back and then was able to sneak it out, steal the game against the Celtics, 117-116. Celtics lost against the Knicks in the second game of the season, lost against the Pistons. That was another one. They got crushed in the glass in that game. Too many second chance opportunities surrendered. And then started to bounce back. They destroyed the Pelicans last time I was on, won by 32, 122-90 last Monday. Beat the Cavs in a really good performance. Jaylen Brown at 30 in that game. Minot with a double-double. He finished with 15 rebounds. And then the win against the Sixers by 1. They led as many by 24. Jaylen Brown finished with 32. But able to luckily squeak that one out. Win by 1 against Philadelphia. Philadelphia was coming on strong late, and the Celtics able to prevent that strong fourth quarter surge and win that game. So I'm going to tip off here in just a moment. If you guys are new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Glad to be back here, and glad to have you guys on the stream. Celtics in the poll right now, leading that poll 65-35. Make sure to vote in that poll if you guys haven't already done so tonight. Boston looking to bounce back. They lost by 27 on night 2 of a back-to-back against the Rockets on Saturday. That's a really difficult matchup for the Celtics. Tallest team in the NBA with Houston, with their entire starting 5 listed at 6'10". Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, Jaylen Brown, Josh Minott, Neemias Queta, the starting 5 tonight for the Celtics. Keontae George, Savi Mikhailiuk, Taylor Hendricks, Larry Markkinen, Yusuf Nurkic will get the start in place of Walker Kessler tonight for Utah. All you have to do for this game, stop Larry Markkinen, 4th in the NBA, averaging 33 points per game. Gonna take on Josh Minott, who's been just tremendous what he has done this year for the Celtics. Might not show up in the box sheet, but this dude, explosive, physical, highlight reel type plays, energy type plays that really help this Celtics team when there's parts of them that they look down and allowing their opponents to go on a run. Then Josh Minott, he's able to restart that run right back for the Celtics with a huge highlight reel, explosive type play that's able to catapult that type of run. We saw that against the Pelicans 1 week ago. Pelicans put the game winning 2, 34-32. Minott with a steal and a dunk, and then the rest was history. They won by 32. Celtics, white jerseys tonight, green numbers, green letters going left to right on the floor. Jazz, purple uniforms. They did a new rebrand over the summer for them with a whole new uniform kit for them. Purple uniforms for Utah, white numbers, white letters as we are underway, and Utah controls the opening tip. Right to left on the floor for the Jazz with the opening possession. Markkinen at the right wing perimeter as we get a quick whistle here on the floor. And it's going to be jump ball tie-up. Josh Minott able to tie up Markkinen on the opening possession. Jump ball goes right over to George down the far side of the floor. George guarded at the left wing perimeter. Gets past Jaylen Brown towards his right at the top of the key. Keontae George lob towards his right baseline dribble here for Utah, able to keep it in the court of play as it went from Hendricks off to Nurkic. Spin move down low. Nurkic blew the layup. Defensive rebound hauled by Queta. Opening possession right now for the Celtics tonight. Pritchard up the floor at the left wing. Hand off to White. Slides it off to his right to Minott. Outside off to Brown. Brown, right baseline dribble to the right block. Brown dribbles back out to the right wing. Sends it off to White. Dribble, drive, attacks the lane. Floats it up over the top. Queta snatches it. Queta puts it up and he scores. Up and through. It's good for 2 by Neemias Queta. Great opening possession there for the Celtics. Utah, possession number 2. George at the elbow. Follow-away jumper. No good. Left it off the rim. Off the back heel. Rebound secure by White. Up the floor here for Boston. Possession number 2 in the night. Brown on top. Finds White. Steps into an open 3. Kaboom. It's good by D. White. 5-zip Celtics. Bounce back game. Looking for it tonight here for Boston. Leading the league, averaging 47 attempts per game from 3-point range. Markkinen pops up for a 3. Too strong off the backboard. Rebound secure by White. Up the floor, sends it off to Brown. Brown at the right wing perimeter. Spin cycle. Works his way right baseline as he backs his way on Keontae George. Second-year player to Baylor. Follow around jumper. And it bounces in. It is good for 2 off the follow-away by JB. Celtics rapid fire right now. 7-0 start. Utah, 4th possession. George, drive, kick, quarter 3. Hendricks, no good off the rim as they're breaking shots 0 for 4 to begin this game as Queta collected the defensive rebound. White at the top, shovels off to Brown. Brown steps into an open 3, skipped around the rim and out to rebound secure by Markkinen. Well, the start here for the Celtics in the first 2 minutes of action. Celtics defense got a key on Lowry Markkanen tonight. 4th in the league, averaging 33 points per game. Handoff on top. Mikhailiuk with a 3. Mikhailiuk off the rim, no good. Tipped around. Off the fingertips of Henricks. The rebound collected by Keita. Celtics with possession. Jaylen Brown dribbles up to the mid-block. Back out to the right baseline. Handoff Pritchard. Pritchard with a 3. Kaboom! As he drills it from the perimeter. Peyton Pritchard, a right corner bullet from downtown. 10-zip Celtics. Boston 4 for 5 to begin this game tonight. Utah breaking everything. 0 for 5 start here for the Jazz. George at the right wing perimeter. Guarded by Brown. Looking for Markkanen. Lobs it off to Markkanen here. Top of the key. Markkanen working on White off the dribble. Dribbles up left elbow. Backs his way in the White. Tough fall away at the free throw circle. No good off the mark. Rebound secured by Minot. Celtics with a possession right now. Up 10-0. Peyton Pritchard dribbles, drives, circles around. A kick out corner. 3 in its way. Jaylen Brown off the mark. No good. A rebound secured by Markkanen. First 3+ minutes of action. All Boston to begin this game. 10-0. Hand off to Hendricks on top. Shovels off to Mikhailiuk. Mikhailiuk takes on the White. Shovel out to the elbow into the hands to Nurkic. Cross-court pass finds Hendricks. 8 on the timer. Taylor Hendricks takes on Peyton Pritchard here. 5 on the timer. Hendricks dribbles, drives, right down the lane inside. Right past Keita. Scoop score. Up and off the backboard. And the Utah Jazz are on the scoreboard. 10-2 off the right baseline dribble. Penetration right there by Taylor Hendricks. Celtics up by 8 with possession. Hand off Pritchard to Brown. Back out to the perimeter off to White. Slides it off to Brown at the edge of the TD guarded end. Jab step here. Launches with 4 on the timer. Missed the 3. Offensive rebound. Keita with a left-handed baby hook. Got it to go with a putback by Neemias Keita. What a start here for the Celtics. Kevin, welcome in, man. Yep, college basketball back tonight. Started off this morning. There was an 8 a.m. game between Winthrop and Queens this morning, part of the Field of 68 marathon tip-off. Man, that's a huge rebound there and a putback by Keita. What a start for Boston. Couldn't draw it up any better to begin this game right now. 4:01 into action. Jazz will get the inbound. Taylor Hendricks has that at the left wing, sends it off to Markkanen. Markkanen at the mid-block, takes his way on White here as he backs his way inside the key. Got a strip. Celtics pick up a reach and foul. That's going to be charged to Minot. That's going to be Minot's second, so he picked up the one previous to that as well. So, yeah, got to be careful right now. There's 2 quick personal fouls charged to Minot. Yeah, welcome back in, the Nyjah player. Thanks for joining in, bud. Looking really good so far. First 4 shots they made for the floor. Inbound to Nurkic. Handoff to Keontae George. Back off to Nurkic. Lob down low as he had Markkanen. Markkanen lost it inside the key. Stolen away by Minot. Pritchard brings up the floor here for the Celtics. Up by 10. Pritchard. Bounce pass. Right corner. Minot takes on Markkanen. Dribbles up to the right elbow. Minot outside into the hands to Pritchard. Crossover to right wing. Dribbles. Drives. Kicks out to the wing. Open 3. Derek White. No good. Off the back rim. A rebound secured by Nurkic. Jazz down by 10. Up the floor here. Hendricks goes up. Got it stripped out of bounds off of White. It will stay Jazz basketball. Yeah, welcome in, Charlisa. Thanks for joining back in. .717 left to go in the first. Sam Hauser checks in first time tonight for the Celtics as he replaces Minot. Open 3 off the inbound. No good off the back rim. Missed by Nurkic. A rebound secured by Keita. Keita racking up the board so far in the glass. 5th rebound in the game already. Not even midway through the first. Jaylen Brown crossover. Dribbles up to the elbow. Jaylen towards his left free throw circle. Bounce pass. Leads off for Pritchard. Drives inside the key. Fall away. 13-footer. Swash. Good for the deuce by Peyton Pritchard. Timeout. Taken on the floor by Utah. 14-2 right now. Celtics coming out, firing on all cylinders. Looking great started off this game as we head over to the first timeout. Man, you couldn't draw it up any more better to begin this one. Boston clicking right from the get-go. Wow, just an absolutely awesome start right now. Just going to see if I can get my box score up right now. And we'll get into that. Huh. All right, here we go. So, on the timeout slide, first time for tonight as we get that timeout slide up there for you guys. So that's a new addition that I have is the box score towards the left. That has the 5 guys who are on the court leading into a timeout. Really good balance so far shown by the Celtics to begin this game. Man, I'm thrown off. I'm looking at my computer at the left side right now. ESPN, yeah, there was a lot of people that were not happy about this over the weekend. They completely changed the box score if you're looking at like at it on ESPN. So on like the full box score, they put points towards the left side. It was always towards the right. Now it's personal fouls towards the right side. So minutes right next to points, which points is now on the left side. Peyton Pritchard leads the way, 5 points so far for the Celtics by Pritchard, 4 by Queta. Queta strong at the glass with 5 rebounds to begin this game right now. Derek White with 3 with a 3-point shot that he made. He has 2 rebounds and assists in the block to begin this game. Celtics clicking on all cylinders right now to begin. And just a really good start here for Boston. Yeah, Utah's bricking a lot of shots right from the start. If you're doing a stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. About to get back to action here in just a moment. Celtics out to a really good start right now, leading 14-2. First time on the floor tonight for Anthony Simons. He popped off 1 week ago, had a big game coming off the bench against the Pelicans. Derek White, Sam Hauser, Luka Garza, first time on the floor as well, alongside Simons and Jaylen Brown. Keontae George on the court with number 42, Kevin Love, as he splashes a 3 from the perimeter. First time on the floor tonight, 17th season in the NBA for Kevin Love. Kevin Love, Keontae George, Yusuf Nurkic. Jaylen Brown will step into a 3 before that. A foul picked up at the reach and charged to Utah. Markkanen's on the floor alongside Elijah Harkless. He's on a 2-way contract, his second season in the NBA, former Oklahoma Sooner. Joe, welcome back in. Thanks for joining in, man. Celtics get the inbound. White off to Garza, off the inbound into the hands of Simons. Outside Brown, spots up for an open 3 straight away. Missed off the rim, no good. A rebound secured by Kevin Love for Utah. Up the floor as he finds Ace Bailey, and he banks one inside the key. Ace Bailey, the rookie out of Rutgers. JB dribbles up mid-block, kick out quarter into the hands of Simons, and Brown will draw the reach-in foul. So a couple fouls here recently charged to Utah. It's going to be their second as a team. First one on Elijah Harkless today. So both Keontae George, Elijah Harkless, each with 1 personal foul. Inbound goes to Simons. Simons at the edge of the midcourt logo as he takes on Elijah Harkless, 101. 10 on the timer, midway through the opening quarter. Simons swings it off to Brown. Brown dribbles out free throw circle. Brown jumper over Bailey, 15-footer straight away. Swash! JB connects on it. Yeah, best of luck there to Indiana State tonight. Season opener against Charlotte tonight. College opening night. A lot of tons of college basketball going on at opening night. As that's a response there. Keontae George with a runner good for 2. 7-point game. Simon slides it off to his left. Hauser. Cross-court pass finds White. Both feet behind a 3-point line into an open 3. Missed off the mark. No good. They've had a couple open looks. Haven't been able to send them down. Offensive rebound. Garza leads to another open 3. That time it's Sam Hauser. Kaboom for the perimeter. Sam Hauser, a big-time shot right there. 19-9. He was letting the threes rip left and right in the win over Cleveland last Wednesday. George lobs it off to Markkanen. Markkanen, slow start for him so far. Backs his way on Jalen Brown at the low block. Tough follow away by Lauri Markkanen. No good off the rim. A rebound secured by Simons. Celtics by 10, looking to add to it. Simons finds Hauser around the perimeter. Shovels on top. Simons pulls up from the parking lot. Missed the three off the back rim, no good. Hit the top of the backboard, and the rebound tipped over to Keontae George for Utah. George up the floor. Rhythm three over White. He drills it. Able to rattle it in. That's a big one right there for Utah. 7-point game right now. Under 4.5 left to go in the opening quarter. And that's the Jazz's second made triple of the game right now. 2 for 6. Shooting the basketball from the perimeter. Dump off down low as it gets sent from Simons off to Garza. Garza goes up, gets fouled. 2 free throws coming up at the line here for Luka Garza. Yeah, I hope so, man. They're going to really need Hauser a ton this year. Pretty good start for him. Monster game he had against the Cavs last Wednesday. Good to see that he's perfect right now, able to let it fly from the perimeter. Coming off the bench, perfect on his first shot attempt of the game from 3. 21 against Cleveland on 7 made threes. I think he had something like 5 made threes winning like a 5-minute span at one point in that game as Garza buries both of the free throws. 9-point lead for the Celtics. Kevin Love, guarded by Brown at the left wing perimeter, slides it off to his right into the hands to Markkanen. Markkanen dribbles up, takes on Simons. Simons, as he pokes that one loose. Hauser, as he tried to throw it off Markkanen. Hauser tried to save it. He was out of bounds though. Man, great effort right there. Hauser tried to save that basketball. Utah is going to have it back with 7 on the shot clock. But all started with Anthony Simons. His defense able to poke that ball away from Lauri Markkanen. That's a really good sign to see there with a development with a defense by Simons. Offensive foul off the inbound charge to Utah. An illegal screen by the rookie Ace Bailey. It's going right back to the Celtics. Great start for Boston so far. If you're doing the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Simons slides it off to Brown. Back on top off to Simons here. Simons at the left wing, 12 on the timer. Off the screen set by Garza. Simons dribbles up, a drive, kick, Hauser, extra pass, made to the wing. Jalen Brown at the 3, around the rim and out. Rebound secured by Markkanen for Utah. A lot of good looks so far for the Celtics. Feels like they should be up 30-12. Right now they're up by 9, 21-12. Open 3 there by Markkanen. Left it off the back rim too long. Rebound goes right back over to the Celtics. Check that. That was Love, not Markkanen. White, quick 3, no good off the back heel. Rebound again secured by Markkanen. Yeah, there's been some looks. They just haven't been able to send them down. Markkanen, bounce pass, drops it down for White inside the key. Double team, lost it, stolen away by Garza. Celtics up the floor here. White, shovel, Brown, transition, soars up to the rim. Gets fouled going up over Markkanen. 2 free throws coming up here for JB. Love the spacing there on that possession off the steal. And Jalen Brown taking it right to Lauri Markkanen. Celtics just textbook so far, just keying in on Lauri Markkanen. No points for the team's top scorer, averaging 33 per game this season, 4th in the league in scoring. So taking him completely out of the game so far as a scorer and forcing other guys to beat you. I'm not sure if that is possible tonight for this Jazz team who's without Walker Kessler, their number 3 scorer tonight. First shot's no good, missed by Jalen Brown. Keontae George checks out. Keontae George, number 2 on the team, just under 22 points per game, has 7 out of the 12 currently. So he has more than half of the points so far. Second free throw here for Jalen Brown. And this one's good. 10-point lead for the Celtics. Yeah, things looking really good right now. Defense has been excellent. It seems like they should have more points. Like right now, they should be up something like 32-12. They've had a lot of open threes, but they bricked a lot of their open threes. But their defense has been outstanding. 5 in the timer here for Utah. Outside to a 3 taken by Markkanen, and he splashes it. So, or that is Kyle Filipowski, 22. Yeah, Markkanen, 23. So that is Filipowski. They got a lot of similar guys in the team. So Filipowski, 22, the one that drills it. Yeah, he's added that element to his game, the 3-point shooting. because he was more known as like an interior presence when he played at Duke. Good timeout here by Joe Mazzulla. Burns his first timeout. Jazz creeping a little back in. Celtics up by 7. All right, 22-15 right now as we head over to the timeout. And Kyle Filipowski, that was a big 3 for him coming off the bench. Filipowski, Love, and Bailey, the scorers off the bench. They only have 4 scores so far for Utah. Keontae George with 7. Filipowski and Love each with 3. Ace Bailey with 2. Celtics led by Jaylen Brown. He's got 5. Peyton Pritchard with 5. And then 4 points by Keita. Keita was strong on the glass in the early going with 5 quick rebounds. Derek White with a 3. Sam Hauser made a 3. And then Luka Garza has 2. Celtics so far in this game shooting just 3 for 12 from 3. Yeah, I was talking about it earlier that 3-point number should be up much more. They've had a lot of good looks, a lot of open looks. They just can't bury the 3 in this game. They just need to hit their shots, find their stride from the perimeter. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Here's right now we're in a timeout. Quick scoreboard update. A couple other games going on in the NBA currently. Brooklyn Nets lead the Minnesota Timberwolves 40-39 midway through the second quarter. Milwaukee Bucks up against the Indiana Pacers 35-32. And then Washington up against the Knicks right now 21-17 in the early going. In that game, college basketball opening day going on right now. It's all St. John's. Up by 20 against Quinnipiac, 68-48. Arizona is taking the lead at halftime against the defending champs Florida, 50-46. That's a ranked matchup. Number 13 Arizona, number 3 Florida. UConn up at the half against New Haven, 37-24. New Haven's brand new to D1 for them. They transitioned in the offseason from D2 to D1, so they're the newest D1 member this season. Arkansas jumping over Southern at halftime, 57-32. Tennessee up against Mercer at the half, 33-21. Michigan State against Colgate. This game's close, 37-34. Colgate, always known to be an NCAA tournament team, a Patriot League dynasty, keeping Michigan State close right now. 3-point lead for Sparty at the half. And then North Carolina all over Central Arkansas, 51-23 at half. Pleasant Hill, welcome back in, man. Oh, that's a really good game tonight. Villanova against BYU. That's part of the Hall of Fame series out in Las Vegas. What a way to start off opening night. Game 1 is Arizona, Florida. Game 2 is Villanova against BYU. We get back to action here. Utah drives, attacks the paint. Good. Backdoor layup up and in off the glass as Ace Bailey scores it. Peyton Pritchard up the floor off to Hugo Gonzalez. First time of the court tonight for him, number 28 on the floor. Pritchard, Simons. Hauser comes off the screen, takes the 3 off the rim, no good. A rebound hauled in by Kevin Love. Last player on the floor is Xavier Tillman right now for the Celtics. Attacking downhill, off balance on the runner as it was missed there by Utah by number 16, Elijah Harkless. Celtics with numbers 5 and 4. Pritchard missed the 3. Offensive rebound. Hugo soars up and grabs it outside of Pritchard once again. On top, Hauser. Extra pass made to the corner. Simons finds Hauser, back to Pritchard, crossover, dribbles up, drives, downhill, and the Celtics get called in the turnover. Crushing possession right there because that was a massive offensive rebound by Hugo. Peyton Pritchard called in a traveling violation. Yeah, that's one that you usually don't see too often by that guy. Peyton Pritchard has top 10 handles in the league and took too many steps before he went right into the dribble there. Walked with the basketball. Jazz back their way inside. Marketing back on the floor. Marketing, hook shot, able to bounce in. He's in the board, good for 2. 22-19 right now. Celtics get up by double digits. Simons puts up a 3 off the back rim, misfired. Rebound back to Utah. Uncle Pizzo, glad to have you back in here, bud. This game too close for comfort right now. Johnny Juzang, entry pass off the bounce down low. Looking for Markkanen, held up by Pritchard. As Pritchard picks up the reach-in foul. So both teams now with 4 personal fouls. Check that. That's Walter Clayton, 13. So Walter Clayton out of Florida. national champion on the floor. First time tonight. Filipowski inside the key. Shovel pass deflected by Tillman up in the air into the hands here of Simons. Up the floor finds Pritchard. Pritchard attacks the paint. Reverse hand layup. No good off the glass. Tip to the bounds. Last touch off of Pritchard. And it will be Utah ball. And it's a tough possession right there by Pritchard. Just trying to do too much. Way too much that he was doing right there. 51.8 seconds left to go in the opening quarter. Try to go a reverse hand layup between two defenders, and it's a really, really tough possession right there. Yeah, Top's doing really well. Utah can tie it up here with a 3. Both teams with 4 personal fouls in the first quarter. Walter Clayton Jr. with possession, edge of the midcourt logo, dribbles towards his right at the right wing, steps into a 3 over Hugo, no good, pinwheeled out, tipped around, loose ball, hitting the deck here, and it will go in the Celtics' direction on the bounce as it went off Mikhailiuk last. Celtics with 30 seconds remaining to close out the quarter. Pritchard, edge of the midcourt logo, defended by Clayton, slides it off to his right to Simons, back into the hands of Pritchard. Pritchard, 10 on the timer off the Xavier Tillman screen. Pritchard, bounce pass, Tillman steps into an open 3 off the back of no good. Offensive rebound collected by Tillman, out to Pritchard. He'll try again. Kaboom, he sinks it. Payton Pritchard, bang, bang. 3 second chance points there for the Celtics. 25-19, Celtics shooting a dreadful 4 for 17 from the perimeter. Pritchard bangs right into the screen. No foul call by the referee as Nurkic puts up the shot and he drills it. Full court shot at the buzzer, way short. And the Celtics, which led by 10 at one point in the opening quarter, that lead dwindled right down to 2. Now is to a 4-point game, closing out the end of one, 25-21. It was a really good start for the Celtics. They were by 10 multiple times. Actually good up by 12. So largest lead in this game was Boston by 12. But credit out to Utah. Hanging in right now. Celtics gotta find their shot. Gotta find their stroke from the perimeter. It's been a dreadful start here for Boston from 3-point range to begin. 4 for 17 from 3. Yeah, this should be a blowout. There was a time at one point in the game where I was like, yeah, the score should be 30-12 Celtics. They've missed way too many open threes for them. Just Utah's giving them a lot of space, and Celtics just can't hit those open threes right now. Payton Pritchard, he leads the way. 8 points in 8 minutes. 2 made threes by Pritchard tonight. Good start for Pritchard. Looking to see if he can get a bounce-back performance tonight. Jaylen Brown with 5. Queta with 4. Queta has 5 rebounds. And then Derek White with 3 points, 2 rebounds, an assist, a steal, and block so far for D. White. Off the bench, Hauser with 3, Garza with 2. And Josh Bynum, nothing so far for him for points. He does have a rebound, though. Utah led by Keontae George, 7 points for him. Larry Markkinen with just 2. So he only has 2 right now, and then 4 points by Ace Bailey. Yeah, I still have YouTube TV, so yeah, it's a mess what's going on with the whole ESPN Disney contract dispute or so. So yeah, I still have YouTube TV right now. Just trying to wait it out and see what happens with that. Yeah, if you want to, like, watch, like, a specific game or so, and you're trying to watch on the ESPN, like, for, say, if you follow the NFL and watch Monday Night Football each week, and ESPN's still in the contract dispute for, like, the next couple weeks or so, next months, if it keeps on going on, yeah, I would highly recommend, if you don't watch ESPN that often, but you tune in like once in a blue moon, I would highly recommend to use Sling TV and the day passes that they have. I heard there's like a 24-hour day pass that's $4.99 per day, and that's what people have been doing for college football now. It's just whenever their team is on a Saturday, they just use the Sling day pass instead of paying for that whole monthly subscription price. 25-21 as we come back to action right now. Celtics up 8-0 in second chance points over Utah. Anthony Simons on top. Dribbles up, drives downhill to the rim, no good, missed it as it was too strong with the right hand. The rebound goes right back to Utah. Walter Clayton Jr. Bounce pass off to Nurkic, out to the top here to Clayton. Kick out to the wing, Mikhailic. Up fake, sidestep to his right, gets past Shireman, takes a three, no good. Around the rim and out, offensive rebound, Markkanen, no good. Put back, and didn't get the first one there by Nurkic. Got the second tip right after that, good for two though. 2-point game, 25-23. Interesting camera angle they got here currently on NBC Sports Boston, showing the floor cam. Pritchard at the right wing. Bounce pass into the hands to Keita. Keita, hand off to Simons, to the corner, into the hands to Pritchard. 6 in the timer. Pritchard dribbles up, follow away jumper, baseline, connects on it. It's good for two for Peyton Pritchard. Yeah, it's crazy. The game's on Friday night, because I actually don't have Amazon Prime, but there's been 2 games so far that the Celtics have played on Amazon Prime. The one on Friday was on Amazon Prime, so that's only for Prime subscribers who could get that entry pass. Went to Markkanen, who put it up and put it through. 2-point game. Pritchard with possession. Hand off to Simons. Slides it off to his right to Shireman. Shireman on top. Back to Simons here. Top of the key. Simons. Tortoise left off the dribble. Simons takes the three off the back rim. No good. It's been dreadful from the perimeter what the Celtics have done so far. 4 for 18 from 3-point range to start off this game. Yeah, Celtics look uncomfortable this season for them. It's a lot of new faces. So I think they were talking about it in training camp. I think it was Jaylen Brown, how they're like behind with the timing with them, so they still, when it was back in October, in like a couple weeks before in training camp, late September, early October, they were having like issues getting down timing from like previous years on like when to set a screen and stuff like that on the floor. So it's those things. So they don't have the chemistry yet, because it's a bunch of new guys for them this season, but they're out here, they're competing, they're battling, they're winning games. I mean, they're 1 game below 500. They should be back at 500 tonight. But it's not like they're out here and they're 0-6 like the Pelicans, and they're non-competitive. Kyle Filipowski with a big offensive rebound just a moment ago, and then he got tied up with Keita. So this will be a jump ball between Filipowski and Keita at the Jazz free throw circle. Yeah, things going well, Charlisa. Yeah, it's crazy with the whole, like, different streaming providers that you have to, like, invest. Like, I thought, like, by then, like, 2025, the world would be much simpler, but that's not the case right now. Keita able to alter that shot as it missed at the rim by the Jazz. Pritchard, shovel pass, Keita, runner. Before that, Utah picks up the reach and foul. Yeah, right now, 2025, you would think that things would get, like, simpler when you turn on the TV screen, but no, that's not the case. With the whole new media rights deal, you need, like, a gazillion different, like, TV packages in order to stream the channels to get the games that you need to get throughout the course of the season. Pritchard outside off to Minot looking to get on the board as he drives, attacks inside the paint. Minot no good, missed poorly off the side of the glass. Utah on the long right out right here by Mikhailic. He blew the open layup. Back it goes to the Celtics. Pritchard up the floor, slides it off to Simons. Simons kick out, corner, Minot on a three. No good as he kaboinked it off the side of the rim. Celtics, based on how terrible they've shot the ball, 4 for 19. They're lucky they're up still in this game, up by 2. They should be up by 20 plus. If they're on their game, hitting their shots like they did against the Cavs, they'd be up by a bunch right now. Jaylen Brown, Derek White, currently on the bench. Baylor Shireman picks up the reach and foul. I mean, this is a good sign for the Celtics that they're leading this game, and Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, they're all on the bench currently, so the main guys are on the bench. Filipowski will take a seat on the bench here for Utah. 9 minutes left to go before halftime. Jazz get the inbound. Celtics in the second and third quarter, they've really struggled, averaging just 50 combined total points between the second and third quarter. That's the lowest point total in the entire league. Clayton, push pass down low, slips right past the defense, and the Jazz soar up and throw it down with a 2-2 flush. Taylor Hendricks ties it up at 27. Joe Mazzulla does not like what he's seeing right now. It's a timeout taken to the floor by the Celtics. 27-27 as we head to the timeout. Yeah, you got to get Brown, you got to get White, got to get Pritchard back into the game. That was a bad defensive possession there. Nobody rotated over to backside help defensively. Led to Taylor Hendricks just completely slipping backdoor, cutting to the hoop and throwing it down. Yeah, Providence, I think they were picked to finish 4th this year in the Big East Conference preseason poll. So a lot of analysts have them as going to the NCAA tournament this year. That's like a bounce-back season. I'm going to see what the score is for them right there. There's a bunch of games going on. 44-27 is what I got at halftime. Providence leads against Holy Cross. Going to see if there's like any upset games for college basketball currently. For like Power 5s losing to mid-majors. Not much going on. Ooh. Bethune-Cookman is leading Auburn at 12-11. So that game's in the first 5 minutes of action, and Bethune-Cookman is out to a 1-point lead. Classic Houston. Every single year they play a mid-major. Houston Cougars 10, Lehigh 0. It's like the scores that the Houston Cougars play against like the mid-major teams, like the final score is something like 88-35. Like they hold their opponents to under 40 for mid-majors. Woof, what a start for Nebraska. That's against the new D1 opponent, West Georgia 11, Nebraska 7. Yikes. Another season, another down year for Nebraska. Wisconsin's ranked at 24. Wisconsin's trailing against Campbell right now, 16-13. Alex, welcome in. Thanks for joining in, man. Hope all is going well. No upsets so far for college hoops. In terms of teams that's going deep into games, there's not really any upsets either way. Yikes. Stony Brook must be terrible this year. Wow. 2 minutes left to go in the second half. Stony Brook leads Farmingdale State 57-53. Farmingdale State's out of they're a Division III program. They're out of the Skyline Conference out in Long Island, a D3 program. That's terrible. Like, you're a D1 program with all the resources that you have, and you're barely scraping by a Division III program who's on limited resources, that they don't use scholarships for their players, and they don't have any recruiting advantage or anything. That's rough. And it's not like they're going up against like a powerhouse D3 program like the UAA or the NESCAC or so for like a basketball program. Like, they're going up against a team from the Skyline. 29-27, Celtics able to respond right back from the timeout, getting right into a groove there. As Jaylen Brown's up to 7 points, hitting down to Jay. Right back from the timeout, Brown, far side of the floor, comes out with a steal, attacks inside the paint, lays it up and in with a left-hand finish. 31-27 Celtics. Nurkic at the left wing perimeter as he takes on Keita, slides it on top into the hands to George. So we're under 8 minutes left to go before halftime. Underwhelming game so far here. Keita comes out with a block. This ball sails out of bounds. They'll stay Utah ball. It's just been an underwhelming game right now. Celtics should be blowing the doors off of this team. Celtics are shooting 4 for 19 from 3 at 21%. Markkanen checks back in. Baylor Shireman will head out for the Celtics, and Nurkic will head on out for the Jazz right now. So Markkanen is on the floor with Kevin Love, Keontae George, Taylor Hendricks, and Savi Mikhailiuk as the Celtics collect the steal inside the key here. Jaylen Brown dribbles up to the elbow, rises for the jumper, deep two, around the rim and out, no good. Tip to the far side of the key, and Hauser couldn't collect it. Outlet pass ahead off to Mikhailiuk. Mikhailiuk attacks inside the low post, and he scores up and in off the backboard. Sam Hauser, Jaylen Brown, Josh Minot, Nehemias Keita, and Anthony Simons. That's the 5 of the court currently for the Celtics. Brown backs his way to the elbow. Brown dribbles up, low block. Brown puts up the shot, and he's able to bank it in. Up and in off the glass. Right past George. Good for 2. Celtics by 4. Jaylen Brown working his way up to 9 points currently. That's right behind Pritchard, who leads the team with 10. Under 7 minutes left to go before halftime. Markkanen dribbles up, drives downhill, blocked by Minot. This ball tipped to the corner, tipped away off to Keita, who picks it off. Keita up the floor past midcourt. Hauser on top. A rhythm three. Simon straight away. Bullseye as he connects with a triple. Big sequence right there. Celtics with a block. Anthony Simons with a rhythm three. Celtics by 7. Keontae George crossover at the wing. Slides it off to his right to Mikhailiuk. Svi Mikhailiuk takes on Jaylen Brown, moves it off to his right to Markkanen. Markkanen been locked up in this game, averaging 33. Tonight, Lauri Markkanen held to just 4. Jumper baseline, no good. Offensive rebound controlled by Hendricks. Outside for Mikhailiuk. Launches a 3, missed off the back heel, no good. A rebound secured by Minot. Celtics by 7, looking to add to him. Minot on top. Here's an open 3. Anthony Simons. Kaboom! Draws another one. Bang, a bang from the top of the key by Simons. Back-to-back 3s. Timeout taken to the floor by Utah. 39-29. 6 minutes even. Left to go before halftime as we head over to a timeout. That's huge right there. Coming right off the screen. Out in transition. Anthony Simons landing a laser rock right from the perimeter. Oh, cool. Awesome, man. Best of luck there. So right now on the timeout, if you guys are new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe right now on the timeouts. Yeah, Arizona against Florida. Arizona right now up in that game. I'm going to see if I can get it on. Oh, Illinois is playing against Jackson State, too. Wow. St. John's is demolishing Quinnipiac 90-55. Yeah, 55-50. Arizona up against Florida right now. That's a new scoreboard they got over on True TV. Yeah, no problem. Welcome back in here, Pleasant Hill. Celtics should be up by way more right now. Utah's struggling too. 3 for 12 shooting the ball. Just 13 for 36 at 36%. The positive side for the Celtics tonight, their defense has been great. Shooting-wise, not so much. 6 for 21 from three-point range. Anthony Simons, off the bench, been spectacular. Back-to-back 3s by him, 13. He's got 8 points in 13 minutes tonight. It's very weird reading these box scores now. My whole mind has always been trained to read the points from the right. ESPN reformatted their entire full team box score this past weekend, and they put the point total on the left side. So how they have it now is minutes, points, offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, turnovers, field goals, field goal shooting percentage, 3-point makes, 3-point shooting percentage, free throws shooting percentage, personal fouls, and then the plus box minus. That's how they format it from left to right over on ESPN. It makes no sense. So the points is way away from the field goal percentage and the 3-point shooting percentage stuff. My mind's trained to find the points towards that side because that's where all the percentages is, but the points are on the left side. We get back to action. There's 6 minutes left to go before halftime. Keontae George at the left wing. Slides it off to his right. Shot clock down to 5 here. Going to launch for Ace Bailey. He will with a tough shot contested over Minot. Missed off the back rim. No good. A rebound secured by Keita. Jaylen Brown brings it up the floor for Boston. JB at the top of the key takes on Ace Bailey. Dribbles towards his right. Guarded by Markkanen at the right wing. Brown drives on Markkanen inside the key. Brown jumper. Fall away. 14-footer. Bounced off the rim. No good. A rebound goes right back to Utah with Kevin Love. Oh, man, that's unfortunate. Welcome back in for Bent Needle on the stream. Bounce past to Bailey on top as we approach the 5-minute mark. Left to go before halftime. My clock's actually a little bit slow. Going to see if I can get it back on during the next stoppage. Markkanen, his pass deflected up in the air. Intercepted here by the Celtics. Jaylen Brown up the floor off to Simons. Open three. No good. Skipped around the rim and out. Rebound secured by Love. 7-0 steals in favor of Boston. Markkanen misfires on the three as Minot collects the defensive rebound. And now the Celtics will slow it down. 6 for 22 from 3. 6 for 23 as Hauser missed it at the left wing. Around the rim and out. Love controlled the defensive rebound there. Utah not any better, but worse from 3. They are 3 for 13. Missing the 3 there. They are 3 for 14 as it got bricked off the back rim by George. Sailed out of bounds. It'll be Celtics ball. 4:22 left to go before half. This game has been a dreadful shooting game tonight. Holy smokes, has this game been dreadful. Inbound here for Boston. Derek White. Off to Simons. At the wing of the perimeter, White to Simons once again. Lob to Brown. Brown inside the key. Ducks around. Shovel pass underneath here for Tillman. Off to Brown, jumper, misfire, no good, and Minot tried to go over the top with it for Josh Minot, and he dunked it right over one defender right there in the process. Holy moly, Josh Minot with authority. Massive putback jam there with a left hand by Josh Minot. Holy smokes. That was incredible. Jaylen Brown missed a jumper on the mid-range, and then Minot shoved it right through, right over Kevin Love in the process. That was insane. That was insane right there. Forget to put it back on my main slide as well, so my apologies for that. We were not on the timeout. We are on the main slide. 41-29. Ooh, Markkanen. A little bit slow to get up towards the backside there. Took a shot. So we're down to 3:40 left to go before halftime. Inbound goes to Utah. Bounce pass Markkanen. Markkanen jab step at the right wing. And calling an up and down right there as that is charged the Jazz. A turnover. So try to do too much there for Keontae George. And Derek White came from behind. So you get called into up and down. Turnover there for the Jazz. Derek White slides it off to Pritchard at the left wing perimeter. Peyton Pritchard takes on one defender one-on-one. Bounce pass off to Brown at the elbow. Jaylen Brown jab step. Jaylen Brown, spin cycle, bounce pass. Pritchard dribbles, drives, floats up the runner with a right hand, and he scores. Up and through. It's good for 2 by Pritchard. Man, that was excellent right there for PP. 16-2 run of the Celtics right now in the last 5.5 plus minutes. 3-point shot, that got bricked. Off the rim, no good by Utah. Dump off to Nurkic. Nurkic, tough bunny right there. He missed it. Putback chance is good by Markkanen inside the key. 12-point game currently. Celtics with possession. Derek White at the low block. Kick out to the corner. Hauser off his fingertips. Bobbled it. Sailed out of bounds. That's a turnover. Yeah, tough possession right there for Sam Hauser. Peyton Pritchard, 12 points, 5 for 7, 2 for 3, shooting the basketball today. Really good sign when Peyton Pritchard's getting into a groove like that. Good things are happening in this game for Pritchard tonight. Hey, what's good, Jason? Welcome back in, man. Thanks for joining in, brother. Yeah, this game's been underwhelming tonight. Both of these teams cannot hit shots whatsoever. Celtics, 6 for 23 from 3. Utah, 3 for 15. Celtics got to play much better than this. Peyton Pritchard, 12 points. Jaylen Brown with 9. Anthony Simons has provided a couple big threes to spark off the bench for him tonight. 8 points off the bench. But, I mean, they're lucky that their defense is keyed in on the Jazz, taking out Larry Markkinen just 6 points in 17 minutes. So Celtics lucky that their defense has played excellent tonight, as Utah is at the line here shooting bonus free throws, and both of the free throws are good. 43-33. Celtics dreadful from 3. Yeah, gonna have to start breaking in and knocking down their threes. Luka Garza on the floor with Hauser, White, Brown, and Pritchard. White turns the corner. Dish outside. Hauser calls for it. Hauser gets it. Catch and fire 3. Hauser no good off the back rim. Another excellent look. Open at the corner. Couldn't make it. Wide open 3 by Utah, and it won't matter, as it is called an offensive foul on Kyle Filipowski, an illegal screen that he set. Turnover charge to the Jazz. Man, this game has been brutal so far. 158 before halftime. Celtics 41.5% shooting. Utah at under 32%. Boston with possession. White at the left wing perimeter. Slides it on top. Back to White from Pritchard. White with a 3, able to bounce off the rim. Couldn't get the bounce in. The shooting woes continue tonight for Derek White. Just 3 points and 1 for 4 from three-point range, as the Jazz blow the open layup. Off the glass, too strong. Here go the Celtics back on the break. Peyton Pritchard pulls up from the parking lot, and he sinks it. Derek White with an assist. Peyton Pritchard pull up. Jay, you get the hot hand tonight here, baby. PP, the game leader, 15 right now. Mikhailiuk at the top takes on Hauser. Sends it off to his right to Nurkic. Hand off to Keontae George at the right wing perimeter. Lob back off to Nurkic. Nurkic at the right block. Backs his way. Bouncing bodies off Jaylen Brown with a pivot. Gets right past JB and scores with a right hand deuce. Good for 2. 11-point game. Final minute remaining before halftime. 20-14 points in the paint in favor of Utah tonight. Jaylen Brown at the D of the TD Garda logo. Dribbles up, drives, jumper, deep 2 at the elbow over Mikhailiuk. Missed off the back rim, no good. And the rebound gets controlled by Filipowski. Utah with a chance to cut it within single digits as they cross midcourt here. And the Celtics pick up a reach and foul charge to Luka Garza. That's going to be Boston's 4th. This will reset the basketball here with 41 seconds remaining. Far side of the floor, Utah will be the ones to get the inbound. Nobody to reach double digits so far in the first half for the Jazz. Keontae George leads the way with 9 points scored currently. Markkinen been locked up throughout this game. Dump off down low and missed layup there. Off the glass too strong. Celtics with possession here with White. White up the floor. Dribbles, drives, attack. Dish out to the corner. Peyton Pritchard. Corner 3 off the back rim. No good. Offensive rebound back to White. 8-second differential. Shot clock and game clock to close out going to halftime. White at the edge of the midcourt logo for the Celtics here. White dribbles up, drives inside the key. A kick out to the wing, threw it away. That's a big U. It goes out of bounds. Turnover by the Celtics with 9 seconds remaining before halftime. A tough possession right there. You got to be kidding me about that right there. Just trying to do too much of everything. Sam Hauser off his mark, and Utah, final chance to see if they can get points here before halftime. 3 seconds remaining. George, jumper, free throw circle. Oh, he got fouled. 0.1 remaining before halftime. The worst case scenario for the Celtics. And that's on a 2. That's going to be on a 2. Top of the free throw circle. 18-foot J by Keontae George, followed by Pritchard. So back-to-back big U possessions on both sides of the floor by the Celtics. The offensive possession with Derek White, threw it away out of bounds to the corner. And then Peyton Pritchard commits a bad shooting foul, defending Keontae George with 1/10 of a second remaining before halftime. First free throw is good by George. Keontae George, 10 points. First player to get to double digits tonight for Utah. Just a bad display of basketball going on right now. It looks like I'm watching like a high school game. going on based on the shooting performances out of these two teams tonight. These guys do not look like they're paid professionals out there whatsoever. The free throw was missed off the mark by George, and we close out going to halftime, and the Celtics lucky to be up in this one based on their shooting percentages. 46-36 entering half, a low score with both teams under 50. Yeah, that it tells the tale of a very terrible, dreadful first half that we had. Peyton Pritchard, 15 points, leads the way, a hot hand on offense, 6 for 9 shooting, 3 for 5 from 3. That's a great sign to see Peyton Pritchard is shooting the ball with confidence. I think if you're the Celtics here, half number 2, just keep it up with Pritchard. He's shooting the ball with confidence. His season high was 21 against the Pistons. Yeah, he's going to surpass his season high. He's midway to 30 right now. This has been just a really sad performance. Like, man, the Celtics need a lot of work, man. They've had so many good looks. They should be up in this game based on this rate. They should have at least 60 on the scoreboard. They've had so many open threes, and they can't bury those open threes. 7 for 28 from three-point range in the first half, 25%. I mean, it's crazy that I'm talking about this, that they're up by 10, yet they should have at least 60 on the scoreboard. They should be smashing this Jazz team right now. Luckily, the Celtics defense showed up today and played ball. That's the good sign. Celtics with 4 blocks, 7 steals going into halftime. That's the great sign to see for Boston. 9 turnovers by Utah. Celtics with just 4 going into half. But yeah, both of these teams low percentages. 40% for the Celtics, which is not good against the 26th ranked defense in the league. Like, you take on any other opponents besides like Utah, the Brooklyn Nets, the Washington Wizards, then yeah, you're probably going to get crushed in that game. Luckily, tonight they have Utah on their schedule to get it right game, and we still get the second half to play out, and hopefully a much better second half, because this first half, I don't know what in the world went on in that first half. We saw brick after brick after brick in half one. Mr. Top's coming up in a couple moments. If you guys enjoy the stream, smash the thumbs up. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Right now at halftime here, Keontae George, 10 points for Utah, leading the way for the Jazz. Larry Markkinen locked up, just 6 points, 3 for 12 shooting. That's the positive sign for the Celtics tonight, is that Larry Markkinen just nowhere to be found. So they've really keyed in on him. A 33 points per game score, has been locked down and has scored 6 so far tonight. 15 by Pritchard. Pritchard's been huge. Just keep on feeding him the ball. Looks like he's found his groove, found his shot, found his rhythm tonight. 9 by Jaylen Brown. I got to see something out of Jaylen Brown tonight. It's been disappointing. 6 3-point shots attempted. He's missed every single one. 0 for 6 from 3. And Derek White, 3 points for him tonight. Minot with just 2. Minot's got 5 boards, though. Keita came out. He got 5 rebounds in the first 5 minutes of the game. He's got 6 going into half. Hauser made a 3 early on. That's his only 3 off the bench. Anthony Simons, there was a time he made back-to-back threes. That really catapulted this squad, because Utah was getting their way back in, and then Anthony Simons back-to-back triples, and then that really just shut the door right back on Utah. Play the first half. That was the put-back dunk there with a left hand by Josh Minot. That was unbelievable. When I saw that at first, I thought he missed it at first, that he left it short, and then they put a replay up, and I was like, holy smokes. Yeah, he got that. He got that on the putback dunk. Once I saw the score change, I was like, just to re-clarify what happened there, I was like, wow. Holy moly, that was incredible by Josh Minot. That's his only 2 points of the first half, but it came in a big way for him. He's an energy type of guy. He has so many good plays for him. It might not be like in bunches, like it might not show up in the box score, but the point out of the games that he does it, like he had a steal and a dunk against the Pelicans, and at that time the Pelicans were down. I think they were down by 9 at one point in that game. And then they came back, they crawled to win in 2. They got on a 6-zip run. And then Minot had a steal and a dunk, and then the Celtics, before you knew it, won by 32. I'm going to see if that changed like the course of this game here for Josh Minot when he scored. Josh Minot makes dunk. It was 39-29. So yeah, that didn't really alter the stage of the game. It wasn't that close. But yeah, it was 39-29 when he made the dunk, pushed it up to 41-29. Let's see what we got here for scoreboard updates right now. I'm going to put on the timeout slide and get you guys the updated box score if you'd like to see that as well. T-Wolves is up against the Nets 76-64. Bucks and Pacers tied up 60 apiece right now in the early stage of the third quarter. Knicks up against the Wizards 50-43. Mavs at the end of the first lead the Rockets 28-24, and the Pistons lead the Grizzlies 32-30. College basketball. Let's see what we have here. St. John's, number 5 in the nation, smashing Quinnipiac 105-66. Arizona up against Florida 63-55. Arizona 13th in the nation. Florida 5th in the nation. Looking for the upset in that game over the defending champs for Arizona tonight to open up the season. UConn against New Haven. UConn up 62-46. Arkansas smashing Southern right now 88-56. Tennessee leads Mercer 60-41. Michigan State, tight game there, up against Colgate 65-57. Might see Colgate back in the NCAAs this year. Alabama leads North Dakota 45-29. Alabama was reminded that they need to jump all over that North Dakota team last year. Alabama traveled to North Dakota. That game was pretty close last year. It was like a random December. It was a road game for Alabama at North Dakota in the middle of December last season. Houston, number 2 team in the country, leads Lehigh 28-16. North Carolina all over Central Arkansas 69-40. Kansas leads Green Bay 31-15. Hold your horses here. Auburn only up by 2 right now. Bethune-Cookman just scored as I spoke. It's 32-30. That'd be pretty embarrassing if Auburn loses that game. Going up against a team from the SWAC, HBCU, based on like amount of resources that you have from like a mid-major D1 to a Power 5 D1. Just look at the complete difference in resources that Auburn has compared to Bethune-Cookman in terms of like resources in a like college athletics budget. Like, holy smokes, Bethune-Cookman right now is in that game, down by 2 with 3 minutes left to go before halftime. Wisconsin up against Campbell 39-30 with under 2.5 remaining before halftime. I'm going to see if there's any upsets, like power conference teams, power 5s, losing the mid-majors. Usually there's 1 or 2 on opening night. Everybody doing their job, it looks like. Wow, Pittsburgh leading Youngstown State 54-50 with 9 minutes left. That's not a good start for Pitt. Why in the world did New Hampshire schedule Clemson? 70-28. Clemson leads New Hampshire. Wow, here's an upset. Fairfield 66, Penn State 63. Yikes. Penn State Athletics. Yikes. Fire their head coach. One of the top teams in the preseason poll for college football. Fire their head coach past the first month of the season. And now Fairfield is leading in college basketball 66-63 with 3.5 minutes left against Penn State. I just can't get the basketball thing right at Boston College. Like, come on. 55-51. Boston College leads Florida Atlantic. Every single year, one of my good friends that I work with. He's a BC alum that used to play college hoops back in the late 1980s for BC. And yeah, every single year he tells me BC just can't get it right with the basketball thing. Like, it's rough. And college football for them's rough this year too. Even worse at UMass. Providence up by 10 against Holy Cross, 56-46. Georgia Tech down against Maryland Eastern Shore, 25-21. Maryland Eastern Shore leads that game. So yeah, I'm seeing a couple upsets here when I'm looking at the scoreboard. Oh my goodness. Here's one. New Orleans leading TCU 39-25. Wow, what in the world happened to TCU? Oh my, what in the world happened to Baylor? They're national champions 4 years ago. UT Rio Grande Valley leads Baylor. That's still early on in the game though, 33-31. Yeah, that's what I see so far for scores out of the ordinary. All right, so right now at halftime, I'm going to see if I can pop up the slide here, get my tortoise on the screen for a brief moment. We'll bring in Mr. Tops, and then we'll be back for halftime here in a couple minutes. All right, so going to bring in my tortoise here for a couple moments. We're going to get started with halftime like very soon, but here's my tortoise, Mr. Tops. Say hello to the camera, big boy. Oh, yeah, you're going tonight. You're mad about the Celtics. You're crawling there, buddy. Yep, good boy. That's my tortoise, Mr. Tops. And he's waving his little claws at you to say hello. Any wise words for the Celtics in the second half? Want them to shoot the ball better? Gonna make their shots? Yep. There you go. Mr. Top says, don't disappoint me tonight, Celtics. Don't lose this game. This would be a bad loss for you guys. Gotta bounce back and start winning these games. Alright, so gonna put this guy away at there's Mr. Tops, and he'll be really embarrassed tonight when he finds out if the Celtics lose. So start hitting your shots in half two. Make your threes, make open shots, and win this game. And we're going to put Mr. Tops back, and then we'll be back for the second half in a couple minutes. Yeah, Mr. Tops has been getting stronger lately. So he's starting to be a strong boy there. Yeah, I felt him in my hand starting to tug and be a strong boy. So that's good. He's been growing, getting bigger. I think that's as big as that he can grow, though. So he's not going to be like one of those massive, like 300-pound tortoises that you need like more than one person to carry. So not like one of those that's in like a zoo exhibit that if he topples over, it really just takes a lot of work to be able to flip him back upright or so. Celtics second half. Hopefully a bounce back performance for the Celtics tonight, coming off that 27-point loss against Houston during their last game. Underwhelming game so far, but I mean, still get the second half. It's all about finding their shots. They've had the looks. They've had a lot of open opportunities from three. They're just not hitting them so far. 7 for 28 in this game from three-point range. They've locked down Lauri Markkanen without answers so far in this game on how to be able to generate scoring. That's the positive sign for the Celtics, as they have completely locked down Lauri Markkanen. 39% for the Celtics, only 31% for Utah in the first half. Utah plus 7 on the glass, 31-24. Celtics going to have to be better in that facet here in the second half. Celtics, what they've done so far is rack up steals. They have 7 steals, leading to 10 turnovers by Utah. Here we go, back to action as we begin the third quarter. Right to left on the floor for the Celtics as they go with the basketball first. Pritchard on the floor with Brown, White, Queta, and Hauser to start off the third quarter for Boston. Derek White dribbles up to the wing, and we have a foul charge to Queta. It's an illegal screen. Offensive foul in the opening possession, charge to Neemias Queta as it goes back to Utah. So first possession here for the Jazz. Left to right on the floor. Purple uniforms for Utah tonight. White jerseys, green numbers, green letters for the Celtics. Markkanen dish underneath. Deflected. Broke it up out of bounds. And it was off of Utah last, according to the referees. So that's now the Jazz's 11th turnover to game. And Utah, are they going to challenge it here? Did the referees convene, talk about the call? And they've reversed it. All right, yeah, I thought it was out of bounds off the Celtics, and the baseline referee pointed that it was Boston basketball, and now they've reversed the call. So both of the referees talked it over, and it has been changed, and it's Utah basketball. That was the right call right there. It was clearly off of the Celtics. Inbound goes to Nurkic. Nurkic, top of the free throw circle. Handoff Markkanen. Markkanen towards his left at the elbow. Handoff for a three here. A tough one off the back rim. No good. Missed by George. Long rebound out of the pack, control by White. Shovels outside. Hauser up fake. Into the hands to Pritchard at the baseline. Kick out corner. Follow a jumper. Missed off the mark by Hauser. Deflected out of bounds off of Nurkic. And it will stay Celtics ball. Lauri Markkanen so far tonight, just 6 points in 17 minutes. Daniel, welcome in. Thanks for joining in. Happy Monday, man. Inbound, Pritchard at the left corner. Bounce pass into the hands to Queta. Slides it on top off to White. White dribbles up to the elbow. Looks outside, finds Brown. Brown at the free throw circle. Stop and pop jumper. 15-footer off the mark, though good. Tipped up to Nurkic for the defensive rebound. That's a look that usually Jaylen Brown hits 99% of the time. Just a struggle tonight on the floor in this game, now shooting 4 for 14. A backdoor inside a low post off the roll down. It's good with a left-hand finish up and in by Nurkic. 8-point game, Carly. White towards his right, slides it off to Brown. Jaylen Brown dribbles towards his left, backs his way, free throw circle, turns the corner, down low as he accelerates right to the rim, soars up and scores with a right-hand layup. 10-point lead again for the Celtics right now. 6-point game, Carly. Their 10-point game at the moment here, Carly, is George jacks up the jumper, and we have an offensive foul away from the basketball, charge to Utah. And Jaylen Brown attacking downhill. Right past Taylor Hendricks, right to the cup with that right-hand layup just a moment ago. They showed that on the replay. Celtics have it back off the turnover by Utah. 11th turnover of the game. Charge to the Jazz tonight. Right baseline dribble. Brown to the rim. No good. Couldn't finish. Great defense right from behind. Contested by Hendricks. Hendricks up the floor. Slides it off to the right wing. Attacking inside the paint here. Hang it up in the air. It's good. Up and in the glass by Keontae George. And Keontae George, something special here for Utah. Leading the way, he's up to now 12 points in this game. Brown on top off to White. Slides it back over to Brown. Brown dribbles up inside of Kia. Jalen, one-on-one, takes on Mikhailuk. Shovels off to Pritchard. Pritchard attacks inside the paint. Nice little pass down low off to Keita. Floats it up and he scores. Plus he's fouled. And one coming up in the free throw line by Keita. Nice dump off here by Pritchard. Pritchard able to turn the corner off a double team as he was able to circle right past Hendricks. Shoveled underneath as he was able to thread the needle past Nurkic. Keita received it. Keita with a runner. +1 coming up. 6.6 rebounds. Perfect 3 for 3 from the floor by Keita. Free throw is no good around the rim and out. Jazz down by 10 with possession. Not many free throws at all in this game. 3 for 4 by Utah. 3 for 5 for the Celtics. Markkanen turns it over. Celtics with their 8th steal. 3-on-1. Up the floor here for Boston. Hauser lays up a 3. Off the back rim, no good. A rebound secure by Nurkic. Once again, another good example of a great look there, but he couldn't send it down. Nurkic, a lot of dribbling. That's Mikhailuk, number 10. With possession. Now he lobs off to Nurkic. Nurkic floats it off to Mikhailuk. Mikhailuk attacks inside the paint with a right-hand finish. It's a good layup right there by Svi Mikhailuk. Approaching the 9-minute mark left to go in the third. Brown, jumper, 15-footer, connects on it. Step back to create space right there for JB. 10-point lead for Boston. Jaylen Brown working his way up to 13. Keontae George, tough shot from 3, and he got fouled. Bad foul by Jaylen Brown. It's going to be 3 free throws coming up, and he got hit in the ding-dong area as well. See, Keontae George receiving it from Nurkic. Off the Nurkic screen. And Jaylen Brown crashes right into George trying to contest the shot. And he got him in the do not hit me area right there. So it will be 3 free throws coming up here at the line by Keontae George. What's good, Ron in the street? Welcome back in, bud. We got both of the Rons on the channel right now. If you guys are new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, or ring the notification bell as well to be notified here for future live streams on the channel. 10-point lead right now for the Celtics. This has been just a really underwhelming game tonight. One of my coworkers actually got tickets tonight. He's at the game. Man, this is just... It's a difficult game to watch. Difficult game to cover tonight because there's been just so many missed shots. There should be a bunch more shots that go down. So yes, this has been confirmed. Keontae George will have 3 free throws coming up in the line. First one's good. So both of his feet were behind the 3-point line. Jaylen Brown followed him in the 3-point shot motion. Not many free throws at all tonight. Keontae George has taken every single one that Utah's had at the line. Second free throw, that is good. Right now, 5 for 6 at the free throw line tonight for Keontae George. That's what Utah has as a team. Celtics, as a team tonight, just 3 for 5. Luka Garza, perfect, 2 for 2 at the line. 1 for 2 by Jaylen Brown, and then 0 for 1 by Keita tonight. One more free throw coming up. Baylor Shireman, Luka Garza, both checked in during the timeout. Third free throw is good. Yeah, under looks really good tonight. 52-45. Celtics should be having much more points than 52 right now. Utah has the 26th ranked defense in points allowed this season. Jaylen Brown slides it on top off the Garza. Hand off Brown. Brown, 10 on the timer. Dribbles up. Drives downhill to the cup. Jaylen Brown soars up. And he got the bounce. It's good for 2. What can JB do for you? 9-point lead here for the Celtics. They're controlling the game, leading it, but Utah has just found answers to hang in tonight, even though they've been down throughout the entire course of tonight. And once again, Keontae George attacks inside the paint, able to draw the foul from behind. 2 shots coming up in the charity stripe. 14-point lead at one point for the Celtics was the largest one of tonight's game. Now down to 9, chance to put it within 7 if he makes both of the free throws here. Keontae George has started to break out. It's been a one-man show tonight for Utah. First free throw. That's good. 15 points currently for Keontae George. George, youngster, in his 3rd season on the Baylor. Really young Utah team that they have. Second free throw is good by George, up to 16. He is now the game leader. 12 out of 18 players are either in their 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th season for Utah. This is a really, really young core that they have for a grouping of players for the Jazz. Brown hands it off to White around the perimeter. Back to Brown on top. Brown off to his right to Pritchard. Pritchard, 8 at a time, or a crossover. Pritchard drives him by Kylick. Right baseline dribble. Bounce pass Shireman. Left baseline dribble. Pass behind the back. Terrible decision there as he flung it to the wrong player. Intercepted by Utah. Taking it the distance. That's good. And that's off their first steal of the night. Keontae George scores the layup, and he's pumped up about it as well. Timeout by Joe Mazzulla. Anybody's game right now. A big ew for the Celtics. It's 54-49. Yikes. Bad pass by Baylor Shireman behind the back leads to a turnover. And then able to score the layup by Keontae George with a... Yikes. This is one that you cannot lose if you're the Celtics tonight. You cannot lose this game. NBA preseason rankings. Let's see. ESPN back on October 8th, almost a month ago. They put out an article, 2025-2026. Win projections for all 30 NBA teams. I'm pretty sure the Utah Jazz were dead last on that list. Projected wins 20.2 according to ESPN. Dead last in the West. That might be the entire NBA. They got more projected wins than a couple teams in the East. Brooklyn at 14 projected for 17.6 wins according to ESPN, and Washington projected with around 14 wins according to ESPN this year. So the Utah Jazz projected 28th by ESPN out of 30 NBA teams in the preseason poll. Hanging in, down by 5. Yeah, that was a terrible turnover. It was Baylor Shireman inside a key. Tried to pass it behind his back without even looking at where his teammates were behind him. Trying to make this fancy pass behind his back. It went straight to a Utah defender. Utah stole it away. And ironically for Utah, that was their first steal of the night. It went to Keontae George. So Keontae George got the steal. And then they get the bucket. And it's a 5-point game. Just a poor decision there. At times tonight, it doesn't seem like I'm watching NBA basketball tonight, like covering an NBA game. Like it seemed it looked like a high school game at times, based on the poor shooting percentages, the brick shots, and then a couple really bad possessions for the Celtics that they had. Their final offensive possession before halftime, where Derek White flung it to the corner, turned it over, missed the mark on Hauser, and then Pritchard, bad foul right before the buzzer with .1 remaining, and then that turned over by Shireman. So it's only a 5-point game. Celtics led this made by 14. White takes the three off the back rim, no good. Luka Garza couldn't track down the loose ball, sailed out of bounds. It's off of the Celtics. It'll be Utah ball here with 7:39 left in the third. Yeah, the under definitely looks good right now. I don't know what in the world's going on with Boston, but this will be embarrassing if they lose this game. Keontae George, one-man show tonight, receives it from Nurkic, attacks the paint, George, right to the rim, he scores, up and it off the backboard. It's only a 3-point game. Celtics got to get their heads right back in it. 21 by George, the game leader. 11 this quarter. Garza pops up for a three. Left it short off the rim. A rebound got saved by Utah. They stepped out of bounds on the baseline with it, though. And it will stay Celtics ball. Celtics can't hit anything in this third quarter. Utah has outscored Boston 15-8 in the third. White will be the inbound passer. Baseline underneath for White. Zips it on top off to Simons, needing a jolt of offense on the floor to get Simons right back in. Brown accelerates Brown to the rim. Brown gets fouled. 2 free throws coming up for Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown targets Ace Bailey, the rookie of the Rutgers, and then he gets met by Markkanen at the back end of that play. It's going to be on Bailey, though, from the side. That's his second personal foul tonight. Not much foul trouble in this game for Utah. 3 personal fouls by Filipowski. Everybody else with 2-1 or 0. For the Celtics, couple guys with 3 each. Josh Minot has 3. Peyton Pritchard with 3 fouls. Kevin Love, he'll check in alongside Elijah Harkless for Utah. So they have 2 guys who check in on the floor right now for the Jazz, as Taylor Hendricks will take a seat on the bench. First free throw was good by Jaylen Brown. Xavier Tillman will check in right now for the Celtics. And Luka Garza will take a seat on the bench here for Boston. 16 tonight for Jaylen. Struggling, though, from the floor. 7 for 18 shooting. 0 for 5 from 3. And the free throw is good. 56-51. Celtics by 5. Keontae George been a one-man show tonight for Utah. Take it over in this third quarter. 11 out of 21 in the third. He leads the game with 21. His teammate Markkanen, 6 points in 22 minutes. Came into tonight's game 4th in the NBA, averaging 33. Entry pass off to Markkanen. Markkanen inside the key. Follow-away jumper. Connects on it. Right over Brown. Good for 2. It's a 3-point game right now. Simons on top finds Brown. Brown on top. Over to the left wing to Simons. Simons off to his right off the dribble. Top of the key here. 10 on the timer. Simons dribbles up. Launches the jumper. Connects on it. Get it into the mid-range J right there for Anthony Simons. Simons has given this team a spark off the bench when they've needed it the most. 15-12 bench points in favor of the Celtics tonight. Anthony Simons up to 10 off the bench. Third player to reach double figures tonight for the Celtics. Drive, kick out to the corner. Utah tried to save it in the quarter play. They were able to do so, but flung to the wrong player. Derek White with a steal up the floor. Hugo Gonzalez with a left-hand layup. He scores. It's a 7-point lead for Boston. Utah bounce out to the corner. A 3-point make it. It's there for the triple. Lauri Markkanen for the outside, delivers to the 3. 4-point game. Celtics will slow it down. Utah, a dreadful 4 for 17 from the perimeter. Celtics shooting just 7 for 31. Jaylen Brown, his 3 left it short to rebound. Secured by the Jazz by Markkanen. Markkanen had the ball poked loose out of bounds, went off of Brown. It's been a really competitive game, I'll say that tonight. Despite the shots not falling for both of these sides. Jaylen Brown's going to check out right now. Overcoming adversity, it's going to be a big way to do it. Doesn't matter who you play against, going to find a way to win this game if you're the Celtics tonight. Utah with possession. Bailey. Bounce pass off to Love. Fires a bullet inside the key off to Markkanen. Markkanen puts up a shot, goes up, gets fouled. 2 free throws coming up by Lauri Markkanen as he got fouled by Xavier Tillman. Or check that. Is that on my... Yeah, that's on Minot, actually. Yeah, that's on Minot. That's his fourth. That's on Minot there. That's number 4. Charge to Minot. Got to be really careful for Josh Minot. He's a plus 16 on the floor right now. So he is the top plus on the floor for the Celtics. Yeah, this game could be a 2-point game if Markkanen sinks both of these free throws. First one's good. Man, this is too close for comfort right now. Second free throw by Markkanen. And that one's good as well. 60-58. Celtics have to get their heads right back into the game. Derek White on the floor with Simons, Minot, Tillman, and Hugo Gonzalez, the rookie. Crossover, White, drives, attacks, downhill to the rim, blew the layup, rebound, tipped over to Utah. They go long, and the fast break right here off the Euro step couldn't finish. Tap-in opportunity, they get it, plus the foul for the Jazz. 60-60, and one coming up in the free throw line by Utah to see if they can take the lead for the first time tonight. Elijah Harkless running the floor off the fast break off the long rebound by Ace Bailey. Harkless able to get the putback tip in plus the foul. Man. Whole momentum right now is shifted. The Celtics' largest lead was 14. And they have never surrendered a lead until now. That free throw is good. Harkless buries it. 61-60 Utah. 8 for 10 this quarter. Shooting Celtics below 50%. 6 for 14. Simons, edge of the midcourt logo, weaves his way towards his left, hand off to White. White off the dribble towards his right. Derek White, spin cycle, dribbles up to the elbow, had it poke loose, got it back, 6 in the timer. Outside of Minot, moves out to Simons, pull up Jay for the parking lot, missed the 3, no good. On the 28-footer, rebound secured by Utah. They're looking to push it here with Harkless. Harkless bouncing bodies, attacks the paint, working on Hugo, and it will be an offensive foul charge to Elijah Harkless. Celtics get the basketball back here. Lowering the shoulder with a right hand as Harkless off the dribble rammed. Hugo Gonzalez is going in the Celtics direction. Hugo going to take a seat on the bench right now. Xavier Tillman, Josh Minot, they check out of the game as well. Jaylen Brown still on the bench currently. In a one-score game as the Celtics have Pritchard back on the floor. Pritchard, Hauser, Cada, White, and Shireman, the 5 in the court currently for the Celtics. Pritchard slides it off to the left wing to White. White, 12 in the timer. Derek White slides it off to his right into the hands to Pritchard. 6 in the timer. Pritchard launches straight away. 3, missed it. Short rebound secured here by George. Utah by 1 with possession. Keontae George at the right wing, guarded by Cada. Drives on Cada, gets right past him. To the cup, and he scores with a right-hand layup. Keontae George looking unstoppable tonight for the Jazz. 23 points in the game, 13 this quarter. Celtics gonna clamp up on him. White, crossover. Guarded by Filipowski, outside to the top. Hauser dribbles up at the low block. Hauser, tough shot, fall away. Oh, he got fouled. Sam Hauser, 2 free throws coming up for the Celtics. It's on Ace Bailey who picks up the shooting foul. Celtics going to overcome adversity. They're being outscored right now by Utah 27-14 in the third quarter. No hot hands right now in the third. First free throw, that ain't it either. No good off the rim and out by Hauser. Celtics stuck in mud right now. Man, this is so disappointing. 3 points. 1 for 7 from the floor. 2 rebounds by Hauser. Second free throw is good. Yeah, so many bad mistakes tonight by the Celtics. 63-61. Keontae George past midcourt. Coming off back-to-back blowout losses against the Suns and the Hornets. The step-back 3 is good by Keontae George. Largest lead in the game on the Jazz. They get a star in the making for the future. Keontae George with 26. Right now for Utah, Joe Mazzulla. He's seen enough. He burns a timeout. This is getting to be embarrassing. Who had this one on their radar? 10-point underdog that the Utah Jazz will be up right now with 3.5 minutes left to go in the third. 66-61. It has been the Keontae George show tonight. 26 points in 26 minutes on 8 for 13 shooting. Just drilled his second three tonight. Man, this is embarrassing. Markkanen's up to 13. Everybody else with single digits. No Walker Kessler tonight. Road game, second night of a back-to-back by Utah. Celtics with a really big wake-up call right now. You gotta dig deep if you're the Celtics here, because this is a massive wake-up call for where your team stands against a team that got blown out by double digits in back-to-back games against the Suns and the Hornets. They've played the easiest schedule in the entire NBA to date so far through their first 6 games in the slate. And 5 of the games that they played against were against non-playoff teams from last season. Teams that's outside the top 10 in the standings right now for them. So for Utah coming into this game, they beat the Clippers in their season opener by 21. They beat the Suns in overtime, 138-134. After that, it's been 3 straight losses. They've lost to Sacramento, they've lost to Portland, they lost to Phoenix in the second game by 22, and then they lost to Charlotte by 23 yesterday. So yesterday they were at Charlotte, they lost by 23. And night 2 of a back-to-back for them, traveling from Charlotte to Boston, and they're up by 5. They've outscored the Celtics 30-15 in the third quarter. Yeah, Derek White's been just non-existent tonight. 3 points in 22 minutes by White. Brown with 17, Pritchard with 15. Pritchard's been efficient, 60%. Brown, just 7 for 19 tonight. 12 missed shots from the floor, missing every single one of his threes. 0 for 6 from 3 for Jaylen Brown. Yeah, Derek White just hasn't shown up tonight. 1 for 6 shooting. And that's Mr. Clutch for your team. He's going to have to get going. Mr. Clutch when fourth quarter time comes around and only 3 points to show for right now. Back to action. Derek White not on the floor right now. Jaylen Brown, Peyton Pritchard, Baylor Shireman, Nehemias Queta, and Sam Hauser. Brown with a jumper here. We get a foul. Charge to Utah. It's going to stop the clock with 3:14. That's on Elijah Harkless. That was on the shot, so it's going to send Jaylen Brown to the free throw line. If you're new to the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. First one's good. Anthony Simons at the scorer's table about to check in for Sam Hauser. Sam Hauser checks out. Chris Boucher, first time on the floor tonight. So going to the bench. We'll see if Boucher is able to get going in this game. Celtics with possession, 66-62. Brown drives, attacks, able to float one up, and he scores with a left-hand finger roll. 2-point game. Utah underneath the rim, and the Celtics rejected with Boucher. Brown pushing tempo. JB accelerates to the rim, soars up, and he scores. Up and in, off the backboard. Good for 2 by Jaylen Brown, plus the foul. Defense right there turns right into offense for the Celtics. Jaylen Brown attacking right on Elijah Harkless, able to turn the corner drive baseline, soar up, got pushed from behind, got fouled, and an and one coming up for JB. 4-zip run by Jaylen Brown. And before the and one, we will have a timeout here taken on the floor by Utah. 4 timeouts remaining for the Jazz, 3 by the Celtics. So the Jazz will burn this timeout in an even game at 66. We were just a moment ago. It's a 66-61 game. Approximately 18 seconds in regulation ago. Jaylen Brown, 5-zip run for him. Made a technical free throw. Made a layup with a left-handed finger roll. And then the loose ball turnover by Ace Bailey. As Boucher, he was right there in the area. Almost came up with a block. It was rolled a loose ball turnover. And then up the floor, Jaylen Brown attacking the paint. Going right to the rim. Turns the corner. Lays it up and in. Plus the and one. 22 right now for Jaylen Brown. Start a takeover. Pritchard with 15. Simons with 10. And Brown will have an and one coming up at the line. Keontae George leading the game at 26 for Utah. Marketing with 13. They only got 2 guys basically tonight because after that, Yusuf Nurkic has 6. Big drop off. 22, 13, and 6 are the top 3 performers right now in the scoring column for the Jazz tonight. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe here as we're awaiting this free throw by Jaylen Brown. 2:46 left to go in the third. At least it's a competitive game tonight. Even though the Celtics should be blowing the doors off this Utah Jazz team, I mean, that was electric right there. Gonna overcome adversity at Jaylen Brown, finding a way to do it right now. It's an individual 6-zip run by Brown as he buries the free throw. 67-66 Celtics. 6-0 run in a 30-second span by JB. Crossing midcourt with Utah. Keontae George. He's on the floor with Filipowski, Markkanen, Nurkic, and Mikhailiuk. Bounce pass in the corner off to Mikhailiuk. Mikhailiuk up fake. Takes the 3 for the lead. No good. Around the rim and out. Chris Boucher soars up. Collects the defensive rebound. Brown looking to push it here for the Celtics. Brown transition 3. Left it short off the hands of Boucher. Keita battling for the rebound. Tracked down the far side though by Mikhailiuk. Jazz with possession. Markkanen off a double. Gets it on top off to George. Slides it off to his left. Open 3. Filipowski no good off the mark. Great box out there by Pritchard as he pulls down the defensive rebound. Here goes Simons attacking the paint. Huge rejection as there's a block by Kyle Filipowski. Filipowski denies Simons, leads to a transition 3 in the corner. Utah, Kaboinkton, no good off the back rim, missed by Mikhailiuk. Pritchard on the outside, Boucher with a 3, bang, bang. Chris Boucher, the former Raptor, lights it up from the perimeter for the Celtics. Spark right there off the bench for Boston, 70-66, a 9-zip run in a minute 45 seconds. Filipowski, runner inside the key, bounces in, good for 2. 2-point game right now. Approaching the final minute left to go in the third. Celtics with a possession. Jaylen Brown at the top of the key. Takes on Markkanen one by one. Brown off to his left off the dribble. Switch steer guarded by Mikhailiuk. Slides it off to his right to Pritchard. Pritchard crossover behind his back. Step back 3 in the air. Off the rim. Short no good. One-handed rebound for a moment by Nurkic. Lost it. Ball with the baseline as it gets maintained here with the possession. Control by George. Kick out corner. Open 3 for the lead by Markkanen. Bounces in. Able to get the luck of the roll right there. It's Utah by 1. 71-70. 40 seconds left to go in the third. 16 by Markkanen. 10 this quarter for the number 4 scorer in the NBA this season. Jaylen Brown. Edge of the midcourt logo. 8 on the timer. Brown dribbles up free throw circle. Brown drives on Markkanen. Leading forward with a jumper. And he got fouled. 2 more free throws coming up here by Jaylen Brown. With a 1-point game with 28 seconds left to go in the third. What a game tonight. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Shouldn't be this close. But, gotta find a way somehow, some way if you're the Celtics to pull this one out. 2 free throws here by Jaylen Brown. The first one's right down the middle. Jaylen Brown leads the way right now, 23 for the Celtics. Shireman checks in here for Boston, and Peyton Pritchard will take a seat on the bench. Fifteen points this quarter by Jaylen Brown, coming alive. Really strong here in the third. Second free throw, able to bounce right in. 72-71 for the Celtics. Keontae George pressured in the backcourt by Shireman. George been the player of the game so far tonight for the Jazz. He's got 26 in 30 minutes. George at the midcourt logo. 17 seconds left to go. George has it at the right wing perimeter. Ooh, almost walked with it, able to get that ball away to Filipowski. Filipowski, right baseline dribble off the spin move, right over Boucher. He scores it, plus the foul for Kyle Filipowski. And the one coming up here for Filipowski. Strong move right past Chris Boucher to the cup. Off the spin, gutted to go with the left hand, and the and one coming up. 9 seconds remaining to close out the third. What a battle. When the Celtics respond, Jazz respond right on back. Kyle Filipowski, Bay State native, or New England, or Northeast native, grew up in New York, attended high school though in Bay State, Wilbraham and Monson Academy out in Wilbraham, Massachusetts, Western Mass, where Friendlies was made, out towards Springfield. Free throw is good by Filipowski. Final possession here for the Celtics to close out the third. Brown crossing midcourt. Brown at the right wing. Brown with a jumper right before the buzzer off the back rim. No good. Over the hands of Pritchard. Couldn't save it as it sailed to Filipowski. Filipowski took a shot. Was down. And a little bit of pain right now with the buzzer as he is able to get back up and head out to his team's huddle here to close out at the end of the third. 74-72, Utah down by 14. They're up by 2 as we move forward into the fourth quarter. Coming up, we got a game here tonight. Celtics cannot let this one slip right past them. This will be pretty embarrassing tonight if Boston can't win this game. This is a big indication of your season right here. You cannot lose to this bad of a team. 25 by Jaylen Brown. 15 by Pritchard, 10 by Simons. You need Mr. Clutch, Derek White, to step up. 3 points, 22 minutes, 1 for 6 shooting, 1 for 5 from 3. A -8 by Derek White tonight. You need him to step up for the fourth quarter. Kada, 6.6 rebounds. Minot with just 2 tonight, 5 rebounds. He is a +11 though. Jaylen Brown's the biggest plus in the game for the Celtics, a +14. Simons with 10 off the bench. After that, not really much bench production. 18 combined points off the bench. Simons has more than half. Or 21 combined bench points. Simons has almost half, as he's got 10 out of the 21. Boucher has a 3. That was a huge 3 made by Boucher. 4 minutes off the bench for him. His lone shot attempt tonight. For Utah, it's all Keontae George, and the Celtics got to find a way to stop this man tonight. 26 points, 8 for 13 for the floor, 2 for 4 from 3. Larry Markkinen with 16 tonight for Utah. 7 boards by Markkinen on 6 for 15 shooting. And then after that, it's Filipowski who has 8 and 8. 8 points, 8 rebounds tonight for him. Minot tonight with 2. So he has 2 points tonight for Minot. He had a putback dunk in the second quarter for him over one defender. It was insane. It was like a left hand over the top dunk for him. It was insane. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Quick scoreboard update around the NBA. T-Wolves trouncing the Nets tonight, 114-97. Bucks lead by 2 at the Pacers, 109-107. It's all Knicks tonight against the Wizards, 98-78. Rockets and Mavs, tight game there, 58-55. Houston Pistons up at the half, leading the Grizzlies, 58-48. Nuggets up against the Kings, currently 28-20. As we start the fourth quarter of action. Left to right on the floor for Utah. Celtics right to left in the court. Utah with opening possession. Jazz with 15 turnovers. Celtics with just 6. But Utah's crushing the Celtics in the glass 44-28. Celtics 0-3 this season when they've gotten out-rebounded against opponents. Filipowski goes up. Filipowski gets fouled. And 2 free throws coming up at the line for Filipowski as Luka Garza picks up the shooting foul. Yeah, that's going to be tough right there. Sorry for that, man. You need him for 15. Probably going to have to get overtime. You might need a couple overtimes to get him to 15 tonight based on the rate that he's scoring. 2 shots here by Filipowski. First one missed off the rim short. Derek White still on the bench right now. Rough game by him tonight. 3 points in 22 minutes. Second shot for Kyle Filipowski. That free throw is good. Luka Garza is on the floor with Jaylen Brown, Peyton Pritchard, Anthony Simons, and Josh Minot. Pritchard brings it up. Hand off to Simons. Simons at the edge of the Celtics midcourt logo. Simons at the top of the key. One-on-one takes on Filipowski. Step back 3 in the air by Simons. Off the rim, no good. A rebound secured by Walter Clayton. Larry Markkinen, Walter Clayton, Yusuf Nurkic, Savi Mikhailiuk, and Kyle Filipowski to 5 on the floor. Skip pass, right corner open, 3, Mikhailiuk. Off the back rim, no good. Tipped up, offensive rebound. Controlled by Filipowski. Open 3, Nurkic off the back rim, no good. A rebound secured by Garza. That was lucky there for the Celtics. 13-7. Offensive rebounds in favor of Utah. That was an open 3 that Nurkic bricked. Pritchard, kick out to the wing. Extra pass made by Simons off to Minot. His 3 skidded off the rim and out. Rebound secured off the weak side board here by Mikhailiuk. Mikhailiuk downhill to the rim. Floats up the right-hand runner. Gutted a drop for 2. 77-72. A couple years ago, Savi Mikhailiuk played for the Celtics. Celtics down by 5 right now. Looking for an answer. Peyton Pritchard. Left wing perimeter, takes on Markkinen, one-on-one, bounce pass, shot to find Brown. Brown still has it. As Mikhailiuk tried to gamble, go up with a steal. Pritchard pulls up for a 3, missed off the mark, no good. Offensive rebound back to Pritchard, though. Into the hands of Simons. Simons, right baseline dribble, off balance shot, puts it up and he scores. Got it to go, plus the follow by Anthony Simons. Man, that's a tough shot right there. Hanging in the air right over Filipowski. And an and one covered up here by Simons. Been a spark off the bench tonight. 12 points. 5th made field goal of the game. Coming at a big time for Simons. Wow, Arizona. Big win for them. Thanks for the update, Vegas. Number 13 ranked Arizona upsets number 3 ranked Florida. 93-87. Free throw by Simons is good. 77-75. 24-21. Celtics plus 3 in bench points tonight in this game. Walter Clayton Jr., national champion for the Florida Gators, brings up the floor. Clayton lobs it off to Markkinen. Markkinen takes on the White. Back into the game. Sends it outside. Filipowski. Ball fake. Open 3. Sinks it. Kyle Filipowski. Double figures in the scoring column right now. Celtics have to find the answer right back. 12-8 by Filipowski. Simons at the top, off the dribble towards his right. Simons passes behind his back, sets up Garza, open 3, too long off the back rim, a rebound secured by Clayton. This is not a good sign right here. Largest deficit for the Celtics tonight, that has been 5. Utah gonna slow it down, 9.5 remaining. Open 3 in the air, Savi Mikhailiuk buries it. It's a big U for the Celtics, and a timeout taken on the floor by Joe Mazzulla. 83-75 with 9:25 left to go in the 4th quarter. Unbelievable. No Walker Kessler tonight. Night 2 of a back-to-back after to get shredded and lost to Charlotte yesterday. They travel from Charlotte to Boston. A 10.5 point underdog. And up right now in this game by 8 with 9:25 left to go. It has been a no good, horrible, horrific second half for the Celtics. A 14-point lead has switched over to an 8-point lead for the other team. That's a 22-point swing in this game. Just embarrassing. Celtics right now losing a home game with a day of rest in between against the number 28 projected team in the NBA preseason poll by ESPN. Svi Mykhailiuk, the former Celtic, with a wide open three and rips it right through the cylinder. 26 by Keontae George, 16 by Markkanen, 12 by Filipowski. Celtics with 25 out of Jaylen Brown, 15 by Pritchard, 13 by Simons. Derek White nowhere to be found tonight. 3 points for White in 23 minutes. Minot with just 2 tonight. Queta with 6. Hauser with only 4 points in 20 minutes on 1 for 7 shooting. Nothing on the Xavier Tillman, only 2 points out of Luka Garza. Baylor Shireman with 0 tonight. Dreadful. Man, this Celtics team's looking like mid-October 2024 Patriots against Jaguars out in London. This is brutal right now. This is like rock bottom if you lose this game for a franchise this season. Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's any injury here by Minot. We get back to action, 83-75. Celtics needing answers real fast. Minot's on the floor right now, so he's not injured. He's on the floor. Underdog Fantasy reported that Sam Hauser started the second half in place of Minot, but he's not injured. So Minot right now is on the floor currently. Celtics here attack the paint with Simons. Went up, got fouled by Nurkic. So Anthony Simons will have 2 free throws coming up here at the line. It's been a good spark off the bench, and I made back-to-back threes at one point in the first half. Simons with the first one, that's good. 13 points by Simons currently. Second free throw is good. 6-point game right now, approaching the 9-minute mark left to go. Celtics gonna start to bounce back. Lockdown here in this one. Walter Clayton Jr. Bounce pass goes over to Filipowski. Handoff around the perimeter to Mykhailiuk. Dumps it down inside. Nurkic, runner, left is short. Offensive rebound. Nurkic with a hook right past Queta. Scores for 2. That's unfortunate there. Queta could not collect the defensive rebound. Utah plus 19 in the glass. 49-30 Celtics. Their track record not good when they've gotten out-rebounded. 0-3 this season when they've gotten out-rebounded to opponents. Pritchard lost the dribble, stumbled. White got it back, though. Outside Pritchard. Look at the bounce back. Took the 3. Off the rim, no good. Minot battling for the rebound out. Offensive rebound control by Minot. Runners good by Queta. Those are the little things that Josh Minot does to help out the team. Offensive rebound results in 2 second chance points. Critical there. Celtics, they do have the edge in the second chance points column tonight, 15-9. Corner 3 misfired by Mykhailiuk. Offensive rebound control by Utah as Queta couldn't squeeze it. Dump off underneath Filipowski. Backdoor goes up, gets clobbered, and he will have 2 free throws coming up at the line. It's Simons who picks up the shooting foul. Man, Queta, you gotta squeeze that bud. Bobble the rebound. He got ripped away by Utah and will allow Utah to have these 2 free throws coming up. Man, that is your defensive rebound there, Queta. Gotta be stronger with the basketball. Kyle Filipowski, 12 points tonight. First free throw is good. Xavier Tillman will check into the game. And Queta will have a seat on the bench. Just really haven't seen much out of Keita tonight to help out the cause. 8.7 rebounds. Not much explosiveness out there, though. That's what he's known for. Rim running big, couple alley-oop jams, lobs over the top, explosive plays, and just haven't seen those types of energy-building plays tonight here for Boston. Second free throw left short by Filipowski off. Simons out of bounds. Once again, I just talked about being stronger with the basketball and Keita. Same thing with Simons. You got to haul that in, and he just couldn't squeeze it, and he lost it at the baseline as it rolled out. Derek White, Sam Hauser are both on the floor, both of them with brutal games tonight. Inbound goes to Love. Love, hand off to Clayton, drives, gets past Tillman, right to the rim, he scores, up and off the backboard. That's a national champion right there, Mr. Clutch at Florida, Walter Clayton Jr. Largest lead for Utah, up by 9. Celtics gotta go. White fell down on the pass, out to Pritchard, into the hands of Hauser. Slipped as well, turns it over. No, he will not. It's a late whistle and a foul charge to Utah reaching in. Kevin Love called in the reach in. Utah thought they got away with one right there. Man. Yeah, this is a good time to take a break from the action right now. Regather your thoughts if you're the Celtics and get this team back in order. Joe Mazzulla going to have a talk with his team right now. It's Utah who will burn the timeout here. Down to 3 timeouts remaining. I think they're going to challenge this foul here for Utah. So the Jazz are going to challenge this reach and foul. If this call stands, it'll be Celtics ball off the inbound. If this call gets reversed, it'll be Utah. I'm pretty sure it's going to be Utah ball. They had the steal. So we will head to the timeout right now. This just not good. Like, same exact possession. The two guys that came into the game, Derek White, slipped on the floor with a basketball. Sam Hauser lost control of the ball, slipped on the floor. Before that, though, Kevin Love got called in the reach and foul. I mean, this is a big call coming up off the challenge. Both of those guys having a horrific game tonight. Derek White, 3 points in 25 minutes, minus 15 on the floor, shooting 1 for 6. Sam Hauser, 4 points in 20 minutes, minus 8 on the floor, 1 for 7 shooting tonight. Both Hauser and White have tossed up boulders. 2 for 13 combined. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe, or ring the notification bell as well if you guys would like to be notified here for future live streams on the channel. Tough one tonight right now. I mean, this is brutal. To see the Celtics play like this is horrific. Eight for 43 from 3-point range. They came into the game 26th in the NBA in three-point shooting percentage, around 32%. Minus 17 in the glass, 49 to 32. Only 14 assists tonight. They're at the bottom of the league in assists per game, ranking 29th. They can take care of the basketball, have half the turnovers than Utah does. 15 turnovers by the Jazz, just 7 by the Celtics, but where this game is won is in the trenches. 46 to 30, points in the paint for Utah. 49-32, rebounds in favor of Utah. 35-23, defensive rebounds for Utah. Like, Walker Kessler is not playing today. And the Utah Jazz are up by 9. Night 2 of a back-to-back at the Celtics without Walker Kessler. This is really embarrassing for the Celtics. It's like you're hitting rock bottom right now. Utah did challenge this call on the floor, so we await the challenge. Okay, so the call has been reversed. Utah won the challenge. Utah got the steal. Utah will get the basketball as Sam Hauser coughed it up. Elijah Harkless collected a steal instead of the personal foul, so he has his foul rescinded, and it will be Utah ball up by 9. Jazz with possession, under 7.5 left to go. Keontae George, the player of the game, off to Clayton. Clayton, national champion for Florida, attacks the paint, dump off, down low. Kevin Love scores off the roll down, up and off the backboard. Veteran player shredding the Celtics there off the pick and roll offense. 90-79 Utah, largest lead of the game. Celtics led by 14, and now it's a 25-point swing. White gotta go, swash! Derek White, a laser from the perimeter. Really needed that out of D. White. 8-point game. Mr. Clutch finally shows up in the fourth quarter and hits one. Keontae George slows it down. Celtics gonna clamp down and get laser focused here in the final 6:40 of action. Here's a 3 taken by Walter Clayton Jr. and he delivers. National champion puts a national champion shot right there. Pritchard, bullseye from downtown, pulls up and sinks it. Open in transition. Got some jumpers to start the fall right now. It's an 8-point game. Utah with possession, passing midcourt. Clayton, guarded by White. At the edge of the midcourt logo, dribbles up to the left wing, takes on Boucher right now. Walter Clayton Jr. drives to the elbow, sends it off to Markkanen. Markkanen spin cycle, gets past Brown, drives right to the cup, soars up for the slam dunk, goes up, gets fouled. 2 shots here, coming up at the free throw line with 6:05 left to go. It's on Chris Boucher, who picks up the shooting foul. Lauri Markkanen will have 2 free throws. Hey, thanks for the victory there, Vegas. So, PC Friars pick up a win over Holy Cross, 89-79. Good start for them. Yeah, I covered the PC Friars on Friday for swimming. They got smashed at Bryant. So, Bryant won a bunch of the swim events that they had. There was like over 20-plus swim events that they had, and they won like multiple swim events. First shot's good by Markkanen. Second free throw is good as well. 10-point lead right now for Utah. Celtics need to start to make defensive stops. 6 minutes remaining. White into the hands to Brown. Back over to White here at the wing. Derek White, 12 on the timer. Just made a 3 a moment ago. We're going to see if he can get going. Sends it off the roll down. Open layup. It is good by Chris Boucher. Nobody there to rotate and cover him. Leads to the easy layup. 8-point game currently. Clayton on top off to Love. Love is defended by Boucher. It's Boucher, White, Hauser, Pritchard, and Brown. So Jaylen Brown is on the floor. Loose ball. Jaylen Brown almost scooped it up. Clayton came away with it. Sent it out to the wing. Open 3 by Utah. No good. Skipped around the rim and out. Missed by George. Jaylen Brown secures the defensive rebound. Jaylen Brown looking to get going right now. Backs his way. Bullies one defender inside the paint. He got it to go. Plus the and one coming up here at the free throw line for Jaylen Brown. Backed his way and bulldozed over Elijah Harkless in the process. As we take a look at the replay, JB backing his way inside the low post and puts up a shot right over Harkless. Harkless signaling a travel. Couldn't get the call though by the referees, and JB will have the and one coming up. 27 points tonight for Jaylen Brown. And he is now the game leader, surpassing Keontae George with 26. One free throw here to put his team winning 5 for JB. And the free throw is good. 5:13 left to go. We got a battle right to the finish right now. Keontae George on the floor with Nurkic, Kevin Love, Lauri Markkanen, Elijah Harkless. Edge of the midcourt logo right here for George. And the Celtics commits a foul by Boucher away from the basketball. That's their 4th right now as a team. So one more puts them in the bonus. Utah with 3 currently as a team. Utah far side of the front court, they inbound. Off to Nurkic, TD Garden logo, hands it right back over to George. Keontae George guarded by White. Handoff, lost it, was George off the handoff from Nurkic. Derek White with a steal, keeps in the court to play off to Brown at the wing. Brown accelerates inside the key, dish outside, Pritchard pops up a three, no good, missed it around the rim and out. Rebound secured by Mikhailiuk. Utah back with the basketball. 4:40 remaining in the fourth quarter. Keontae George downhill to the rim, a runner, swash. That's a tough shot right there, going in with a 1-foot runner by George. 28 tied for Brown as the game leader. Carly White sets up Chris Boucher with a three, missed off the mark, no good. A rebound ripped in by Savi Mikhailiuk right over Peyton Pritchard there. Keontae George slides it on top, marking and back outside of George. Utah by 7. George around the perimeter, away from the basketball. Boucher knocks down Markkanen, and this will put Utah in the bonus. Free throws coming up. 2 shots at the free throw line here for Utah. Chris Boucher takes down Larry Markkanen. And Sam Hauser was right next to Boucher as well as he tried to fight around the Hauser screen, got past him, and then rammed right into Boucher. So disappointing. That's the 3rd personal foul charged to Boucher. Yeah, Sam Hauser just checked in and back to the bench right now for him. Embarrassing game out of Hauser tonight. Really embarrassing. I think a lot of this season for the Celtics is going to ride on Sam Hauser. He was excellent against Cleveland tonight. No show. Really need a scoring punch out of Hauser. And it was a massive dud tonight out of him. 97-90 is... The refs are taking a look at this foul call currently. Defensive foul by the Celtics away from the basketball as Utah was trying to fight around the screen. Sam Hauser, 21 points in the win over Cleveland last Wednesday. He drilled 7 threes in that game. It's been rough recently for him. 2 for 4 shooting against Houston on Saturday. 1 for 6 against Philly on Friday. Had the great game against Cleveland. Pretty solid game against the Knicks, going 6 for 10 from 3 with 18 points. But, I mean, it's been super inconsistent this season for him. This is what he's done so far. 8-18, 8-9, 21, 3, and 6 for Hauser. It's been up and down, up and down. Last year was really tough for him. He had a pretty good year the year before. Tonight, just 4 points, 24 minutes, 1 for 7 from 3. Yeah, this is just not good. I mean, these are the biggest 4 minutes right now of the season, in my opinion, for the Celtics. You lose to a team this bad without Walker Kessler, a 10-point underdog with Utah on night 2 of a back-to-back. I mean, this is troublesome. All right, so the foul has been rescinded against the Celtics. It's a turnover charge to Utah. Offensive foul by the Jazz. It's going to go right back to Boston here. Celtics get the basketball down by 7. Pritchard on the floor with White, who crosses midcourt. Hauser, Cada, and Brown. White steps into a 3. Top of the key. Off the rim, no good. Markkanen secures the defensive rebound. Time right now, very precious. 3:45 left to go. 7-point advantage for the Jazz. George attacks inside the paint, circles around outside. Back to George in the corner. Into the hands to Harkless. Steps into an open 3. Off the rim, no good. Cada secures the defensive rebound. Pritchard takes up the floor. Celtics dreadful all night long shooting. Brown pulls up for a J. Off the rim, no good. A rebound secured by Nurkic. Taking way too many shots. Just settling for way too many threes. 10 for 49 for the perimeter. It's been Brick City tonight for Boston, shooting just above 20% from 3. Nurkic on top. Fake the handoff to Harkless into the hands to Markkanen. Markkanen on a 3 straight away. Came off the rim short. Rebound hauled in by Pritchard out of the pack here. 3 minutes left to go. 1 minute past of 0 buckets. Celtics going to get something. Brown, dump off. Cada elects to give up a 2 for a 3. Hauser with a 3. Bricked it off the back of no good. Brown, offensive rebound downhill. Goes up, gets fouled. 2 shots coming up by Jaylen Brown. I mean, based on the rate that the shots are falling in this game, anything could help for the Celtics. Just score a bucket. I don't care if it's a 2. I don't care if it's a 3. You gotta score now. And for Cada, I mean, you're right at the rim. Just dunk it. And instead of that, he's right at the rim. All he has to do is dunk it. He instead kicks it out to the wing, and Hauser bricks another 3. Jaylen Brown, 2 free throws coming up. If he makes both of these, he hits 30. 28 points right now for Jaylen Brown. First free throw is good. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Man, this has been an embarrassing game tonight, but the Celtics still got some time here to come on back. 2:47 left to go. 2 timeouts remaining for each of these teams. 4 personal fouls for both of these teams as well. Second free throw by Brown, right down the middle. 30-point night tonight out of J.B. Curley. Jaylen Brown, the game leader. Oh, an offensive foul. Utah, before the ball even got inbounded. Ooh! Keontae George shoves Derek White to the hardwood. George picks up the offensive foul. Celtics with the basketball. Top of the key jab step. Jaylen Brown dribbles, drives, right down the lane inside. He scores up and off the backboard. Good for 2 by Jaylen Brown. It's a 3-point game, 97-94. Celtics have awoken. Jaylen pressuring the basketball. It's loose in the hardwood. Cada comes out with a steal. Celtics with numbers. Bounce pass ahead. Off the Brown. Soars up to the rim with a left-hand layup. It's a 1-point game. Jaylen Brown. Back-to-back buckets for the Celtics. 97-96. 2:10 left to go. Utah looking like they're blowing it open right here. George, a lot of dribbling. George goes up. George gets fouled. It's on Derek White. Clock will stop with 2:06. What a game. Some critical turnovers recently by the Jazz, allowing the Celtics to creep right back in this one. Keontae George, 2 free throws coming up at the line for Utah. 28 points tonight. He would match Jaylen Brown if he buries both of the free throws. First free throw here by Keontae George. No good. Off the rim. He missed it short. Celtics looking for a miracle out of their team tonight. They were up by 14. Blew that 14-point lead. Trailed by 11. What a crazy game tonight. But the Boston Celtics still in it. Free throw is good by George. 98-96. Celtics down by 2. White on the floor with Pritchard, Hauser, Cada, and Brown. Pritchard crosses midcourt. 2 minutes even left to go. Pritchard slides it off to White with an opening. Takes the 3. Makes the 3. A bang by Derek White. Mr. Clutch, baby, showing up right now tonight in the fourth quarter. 14-3 run by the Celtics. Nurkic floats it up with a rim, goes up, and he gets fouled. 2 free throws coming up by Nurkic. 1:44 left to go. Derek White creating space around the perimeter. Keontae George fell down, stepped into a 3, and he ripped it down with a laser down the chute for the triple. What a game. Nurkic with a chance to tie it up here. At the free throw line if he makes one of these. 2 to take the lead. First one, no good. Bricked off the back rim. Stays 99-98. If you're new in the stream, smash the thumbs up, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Second free throw coming up out of Nurkic. Free throw number 2, it is right on through. 99 even. Celtics with possession in a tie game here. Minute 40 left to go in the fourth quarter. Pritchard brings it up. Pritchard, edge of the midcourt logo, sends it off to White. Start a takeover here in quarter number 4 after really slow 3 quarters. White, lob off to Brown at the elbow. Brown backs his way. Brown inside the key. A turnaround jumper. Swash! Jaylen Brown, what can he do for you? Right there with a 2. 101-99, 96 points in the game, 11 this quarter. Runner downhill to the rim, no good, missed by George. Got fouled though. 2 shots here coming up at the free throw line. It's charged to Keita on the shooting foul. Yeah, downhill to the rim, Keita, late contest. Also got bumped by White in the process as well. And Keontae George, big game by him, 29 right now. He'll have 2 free throws coming up. Two shots here by Keontae George. First free throw. That's good. For the Celtics, you're going to know how to close. You did exactly that on Friday. Wasn't pretty. Blew a 24-point lead, beat Philadelphia by 1. Going to need some luck to happen again for you tonight. You cannot fall Keontae George, a 91% free throw shooter. 10 for 12 tonight at the line. Make it 11 for 13 as he buries the second one. 101-101. Minute 16 remaining. What a game we got here. Utah 20 for 25 at the line. Celtics right behind 16 for 19. Pritchard at the edge of the midcourt logo. Sends it off to White. White been clutch here. Q4 tonight. Derek White. Lob off to Brown. Brown with 36 in this game. A JB away from the basketball. We get a whistle here. It's going to be on Utah. It looks like, in a foul charge to Nurkic. Way away from the basketball on Nurkic. Where is he set up here? Oh, defensive 3 seconds in the key. 1 free throw plus the basketball for the Celtics. Free throw is good by Derek White. It's a defensive 3-second violation. Charge to Nurkic standing in the key for too long. That's a crushing foul there for Utah. That's terrible. That's a terrible foul with 1 minute left to go. That's a foul you pick up in the first or second quarter, not in the fourth quarter with a minute remaining. Inbound for the Celtics. Derek White, edge of the midcourt logo. White at the top of the key, takes on George, into the hands to Brown. 5 of the timer. Brown, his defender slips. Oh, he lost control of the basketball, turns it over. Utah on the run right now. Clayton lobs it up over the top, tapped in for 2 by Markkanen. That was a comedic error right there by Jaylen Brown, slipping over his defender who slipped in the process. Just drive right past him. Instead, he tried to drive right on top of him. Pritchard gives it off to White. Fumbled the basketball, hitting the deck. Brown got it. Keita double clutch goes up. Oh, he got fouled. Keita gonna shoot 2. Coming up here at the free throw line. Jaylen Brown still pleading his case, the referees, about his drive that he tripped and slipped on top of Keontae George. Lost it, leading to the 2 that was scored in the tip-in by Utah. We look at the replay right here. George slipped right before Brown went off the dribble drive penetration, and George took out the legs of Jaylen Brown, who lost the basketball in the process. There was no foul call with the refs. And then it led to a fast break 2 by Utah off an offensive rebound tap-in. That right now is the difference. 103-102. Keita will have 2 free throws here at the line. We might need overtime for this one tonight. Only a 66.7% free throw shooter. 0 for 1 tonight in the game. First one's good. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. What a game here. We are tied up at 103. Filipowski checks right back in as Utah will look to see if they can get some size for a defensive rebound. Utah has smashed the Celtics on the glass tonight in this game, 54-36. Celtics 0-3 this season when they've gotten out-rebounded 2 opponents. Keita, second free throw. Oh, he missed it. Rebound secured by Utah. They have 2 timeouts remaining. They will not burn a timeout. They will look to go right here. Keontae George, edge of the midcourt logo. George at the left wing perimeter here, guarded by Pritchard. Back on top, dribbles towards his right. 6 seconds remaining. George backs his way. Fall away, no good off the back rim. Offensive rebound. Put back is there by Nurkic with .6 remaining. Timeout on the floor. .6 remaining off the miss by George. Celtics forget to box out. Nurkic able to rebound it right over Kada. Gets the putback, and the Utah Jazz up by 2 with 0.6 of a second remaining. It's a big ew for Boston. Man, talk about rock bottom. When the New England Patriots lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars in mid-October in 2024 in London, Jerod Mayo called his team soft. Tonight, no Walker Kessler for the Utah Jazz, a 10.5 point underdog. Back-to-back games after getting blown out against the Charlotte Hornets last night, and the Boston Celtics, a Fuka Choka, blew a 14-point lead, and oh man, this Celtics team looks like it could be worse than the 4-13 Patriots from last season, equivalent to a 25-win season for the Boston Celtics in 2025-26. Yikes. Rock bottom tonight, and you're going to have to win it with .6 remaining. You lose this game tonight. Yikes. Could only wonder what happens on Wednesday against Washington. The 28th projected team in the NBA, Utah. And they're down right now by 2. The Celtics gonna need a bucket at the buzzer. .6 remaining. Derek White, far side of the front court, inbound. Brown, open, jumper, turnaround. It's an air ball, and it's over. Jaylen Brown with an air ball. Celtics. Did they take a timeout before? That's the question. They did have a timeout. This play looked like it was completely botched here. Whoa, Jaylen Brown just ripped right off of Harkless. Oh, there was a foul attached to this. Jaylen Brown pushes Elijah Harkless. Yeah, that should be an offensive foul. That's an offensive foul. That's an offensive foul by Jaylen Brown with .6 remaining. Pushing off on Elijah Harkless. Joe Mazzulla's challenging this right now. So the Celtics are out of timeouts. Joe Mazzulla's challenging this. .6 remaining. So we've got .6 on the clock right now. 105, 103. Initial call. Jaylen Brown pushing Elijah Harkless down to the hardwood to create a bunch of space for a turnaround jumper air ball. You don't need to take a 3. It was a 2 anyway. Your foot's on the line. All you need to do is force overtime. You don't need a 3. Just get... For Jaylen Brown, he had the whole court right there. If you're Jaylen Brown, you're cutting to the hoop right there. You had the whole floor in front of you. Just put one up and in. Just roll to the rim. Have somebody give you a lob and smash it in. He had the whole floor to do that, to work with. He pushed down Harkless. He had a whole entire area to do that with. We're just awaiting the final call here. If it stands, it's over. It looks like clearly that should be an offensive foul, that this call should stand. Initial call, offensive foul by Jaylen Brown pushing off on Elijah Harkless. This should be Utah basketball, just awaiting the confirmation of this call. Man, what a disaster. An absolute abomination. Yikes. The so-called gap year. I mean, it can't get this bad. Woof. I mean, I don't think anybody thought it could be this bad tonight. The Utah Jazz came into this game playing the easiest schedule in the NBA. They got blown out in back-to-back games against Phoenix and Charlotte. Night 2 of a back-to-back for them. Celtics had 1 day of rest after getting smashed, losing by 27 at home to Houston. And yeah, cause of concern right now as we're now 2 weeks into the season. This is very concerning. You lose a matchup to a team that was projected as a bottom feeder in the entire NBA. This is awful tonight. As the Jazz inbound the basketball, this game goes final, and the Celtics choke on a double-digit lead of Fuka Choka Celtics as they blew a 14-point lead and lose this game tonight because this Celtics team got out-rebounded 55-36 without Walker Kessler. And the Celtics tonight tossed up bricks all over the place, 11 for 51 at 21.6% from 3, and they lost to a team that shot 29% from 3 tonight and out-rebounded them 55-36. And that team that they lost to tonight turned it over 19 times, 9 times greater than you did. You had 12 steals in this game, and you still ended up losing. Man, this is such a deflating loss for this team. You got to figure out how to bounce back against Washington, because if you lose against Washington, I mean, it's rough. The whole story this season's been rebounding. Celtics now 0-4 when they've been out-rebounded against opponents. They're 3-1 when they've out-rebounded their opponent. Another game to get smashed on the glass, and it's not even close. 40-26 in defensive rebound, 15-10 in offensive rebounds for Utah, 55-36, a plus 19 on the glass for the Jazz. I mean, just the lack of experience in the trenches by this team, it's really evident. Like, Kada has to be stronger with the basketball. Kada's got to box out. Like, it was rough out there for him tonight. Really, really rough. Some tough opportunities leading to Utah getting second chance points. Just brutal tonight for this team. Yeah, Celtics need to see if they can, like, get into, like, the trade market and see if they can get, like, an actual experienced big man. Because it's bad. Like, they're looking like the Lakers from last year's playoffs, where they didn't have a big man and they got exposed completely on the glass and completely got shredded. This is what the Celtics look like this year. Like, they're getting dominated in the rebound column. They've had a couple of good games that they've out-rebounded their opponents, out-rebounded the Cavs, out-rebounded the Pelicans. It's just no experience with this team on the glass, like with front court guys, like severely missing a guy like Porzingis. Like, they just don't have that rim protection guy out there that can collect rebounds. 36 by Jaylen Brown tonight. Unfortunately, not enough. Derek White, late surge for him. He had 10. He just needs to be more consistent for him. He had a great fourth quarter, hit a couple of good shots in the fourth quarter, but just a rough first 3 quarters out of Derek White tonight. Lackluster with just 10, well below what his average should be. Pritchard finished with 18, Simons with 15, but just a tough one tonight. Cato with 9 points, 8 rebounds. Josh Minot with only 2 tonight as well. He's a guy that's been really special for them this year, but tough game out of Minot tonight in this one. And then Luka Garza with only 2 for him. That's another guy that really needs to start to have production on the glass as well. And just 2 points tonight, only 2 rebounds out of a guy that's 6'11" as well. Thanks all for joining in tonight. Really appreciate you guys for being a part of the stream. Just unfortunate way that this game closed out. This was too bad. Like, this is a really bad loss, and hopefully the Celtics able to start to bounce back tonight after this one. I'm hoping so, but it looks like they're really in trouble for them. Like, if you can't rebound, it's going to be tough to win games when you're like minus 15, minus 19 like they were tonight, minus 20 plus on the glass. It's not a good sign when you lack front court rim protection and can't rebound the basketball and can't box out. And yeah, the game against Washington, I agree, that's not going to be a walk in the park either. Like, Celtics got to rebound, Celtics got to find their shot. It's been really disappointing this year for the Celtics with them shooting the three. So they keep on going Joe Mazzulla ball. They lead the league in 3-point shot attempts, but when you can't make those threes, it doesn't really mean much. Like, they came into this game bottom 5 in the league at around 32% from three, and the struggles keep on continuing. Like over the years, we've seen the Celtics shoot the cover off the ball from three. That's why they've looked so good. Multiple games that they shot 40% from three, games that they shot 50% from three, even a couple that they shot 60% plus from three. Well, tonight they shot 21% from three. They went 11 for 51 from three. And these 3-point shots that they took, a lot of them were like wide open with a bunch of space. They just couldn't line them up properly. It's too bad. These are practice shots that they were bricking. Unfortunate. Going to sign off in this one. Hopefully a better result during the next game for the Celtics. I'm probably going to be back on Wednesday. I'm planning to be back on Wednesday. I have a busy weekend for me this week coming up for games, so I won't be live on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday for anything since I got games this weekend, but I'll probably be back for the Celtics-Washington game on Wednesday since my next game for college broadcast is on Friday. Thanks so much for this one tonight. Stunning here. Celtics fall to 3-5 this season. Utah picks up the win. They're now 3-4. They pick up their first road win of the season for the Jazz. But yeah, this is really concerning. This is the worst 8-game start for the Celtics since the 2021-22 season when they were a 7 seed and lost to Brooklyn in the first round. Just really disappointing for the Celtics, lacking rebounding, really struggling on the glass, and also they just cannot line up their threes, and they're missing a lot of open shots from the perimeter. Thanks so much all for joining in, everybody, and we will sign off to the channel members. Glad to see Siegel back in. Thanks so much for joining in. Yeah, it's tough. Really tough. Celtics got to really put in the work tomorrow during practice to get ready for Washington. We're going to sign off here, and we'll close out to the channel members. All channel members get a shout out at the end of each and every single one of my live streams here. We got Jason, Bradley, Warren, Kelly, I Am Ghost, Denija Player, Asia, Ice Baby, Katie, Ogie, SGA Sports Talk Channel, Lonely Satellite, Natural, Nate, Ian, Michael, John, Norma, Jonathan, Guido, Mark, Jobo, Michigan Sports, Canterbury, Mike, Greg, Vegas, Pringle, Fishing Up a Storm, Rydog, Woody, Sam, Jedlocket Productions, Flip the Script, Barco, Andre, Andrew, Know Yourself, Pat in the chat, William, the infamous Marty Marr, Kenneth, Bill Pogie, Carlos, Gary, This Guy, Ramiro, Illuminati Mafia, Krista, Isaac, Rondo, Will, Mr. Buttons, Joe, James, Steven, Joanne, James, and Jason. Thanks all for joining in for this one. A really just embarrassing loss for the Celtics. That's now back-to-back losses for them after they had won 3 straight games after starting off 0-3, and they're just 1-3 this season on their home court. A terrible loss tonight for the Jazz without Walker Kessler. Celtics were a 10-point favorite tonight, and it's all about bouncing back in a home game on Wednesday against the Wizards. Thanks all for joining in, everybody, and hopefully a much better game for the Celtics and that they can bounce back on Wednesday. This one disappointing tonight, and have a nice night, everyone.